Welcome everybody for the second semi-final in the last Southwest Footy League. The clash between the undefeated Kojonup Cougars, come in raging hot favourites, up against Bridgetown. They've sat second all year long. Their only losses have been to Kojonup, and they'll be buoyed by their reserves, who beat the undefeated D Mill in the previous game convincingly. 12 goals 9.81 to 5 goals 5.35. Bridgetown go through to the grand final. And in the earlier game, terrific game of footy between Southerners and D Mill. Southerners got over the line by 14 points, 7 goals 10.52 to D Mill 5 goals 8.38. So D Mill next week will find themselves all three grades in the prelim final. And I suppose the big story today is the welcome return of Kojonup superstar in Kyle Smith. Missed 5 weeks due to injury, and good to see him back, runner-up in the Manjimup Tyre Power Medal. We'll go through those winners. The eventual winner was Tom Danks from Imperial's. Terrific player, had a terrific first semi-final last week, which went into extra time, and he was pivotal to trying to get his team over the line, which was eventually won by D Mill by 12 points. So Danks first, 42 votes. And Kyle Smith was second. He was on 35. So 7 votes the margin. But as we said, Kyle Smith missed the last 3 games, but he's got more important things to worry about. A, his first game back, and B, an integral part to get the Kojonup Cougars and his side into the grand final for the 2026 Lower Southwest footy season. The other medal winners in the reserves, tight tussle, but Mitchell Baldock played here today, skipper of the Bridgetown reserves. He won the medal, and joint runner-ups, 3 of them actually, in Bradley Cameron from Imperials, Tom Collins, the evergreen veteran for Southerners, and also Jay Logan from Tigers. And Jay Logan will feature heavily next week in the reserves up against D Mill. In the Colts, well, young Kenny Beggs, outstanding player. Most weeks plays Colts and league footy, and he ran out eventual winner, but only by 2 votes from Chase Stackpole, who got his team through to the grand final. It was an integral part of Southerners' win today in the Colts. And he also won the goal kicking, young Chase Stackpole. Kicked 41 goals, I think, from memory in the Colts, which is a terrific effort in 12 games of footy, and plays predominantly as a midfielder. So well done to all those players. Also for Bridgetown, while we're on the medal winners, young Kai Robinson. Well, he was judged the best under 21, still at school, mind you. So he goes all right, young Kai Robinson. He'll be out there today, either playing in the middle or on the wing. And Lee Luciff, the evergreen small forward for Kojonup, who does spend a bit of time up the ground. He was a leading goal kicker, 71 goals, would you believe? I said to him today, you think you got enough games left? You might have to drop this one just to get 29 goals to reach 100. He said, nah, it's probably best we go straight through. We won't worry about that. But he loves a goal, does Lee Lucid. Players just forming up in the middle to go through the last preliminaries. The captains will come in, and while they do that, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Great Southern Fuels, Ag Free, Delta Ag, Kimberley Accommodation Group, UDF Trailers, Corrigan Hotel, Wild Gravel, Alum Lube, Dartfish, Archie's, Omnibus, Classic Clashes, Gallagher, Premium Grains. For all your grain needs, go and see Premium Grains. And Manjimup Gateway Hotel and Permanent Hotel. Go and see the big fella, Paul Chucky Fowler. Cold beer, nice meal, and a bit of advice, whether you ask for it or not. Paul Fowler will do all of that. And a great addition to the local community, both at the Manjimup Gateway Hotel and the Pemberton Hotel. Also, thanks to Manjimup Tyre Power, a terrific sponsor of the Lower Southwest Football League. As players are about to get into position, joined here today by our astute cameraman in Rowett, and he'll be doing all the camera work alongside me. Beautiful day for footy. Cloud just comes over, but it's been quite warm. Kojonup, well, in my time, I've never seen a team go through undefeated in a normal season. So can they finish it off? 2 more wins, and that will be a terrific year for the Cougars. So we're disappointing last year. I'm sure that's in the back of their mind. Bridgetown, well, they ran into within 12 points the last time they met at this oval, so they're not without a chance And then a week later, went all the way over to Kojonup. And we all know what that game was renowned for. We won't speak about that, but Kojonup ran out winners by 120 points. So in the space of a week, they went from near dropping a game to doing what they've done to every other side within the competition. So Kojonup is going through the motions, getting themselves psyched up. We're all genuinely excited to see young Smith out there again today. And he'll be an integral part in the middle of the ground to will his side forward and see if they can go through. Have the week off and let Bridgetown try and deal with D-Mill next week. So beautiful conditions, oval presenting well. The crowd just waiting in anticipation. The Colts was a terrific game of footy. The reserves, well, it was up until half-time. It was only a goal or so in it at half-time. And then Bridgetown put the foot down and they just dominated D-Mill. So plenty of soul-searching for the D-Mill Hawks, especially in the reserves, as they're not used to losing a game of footy. It's the wrong time to lose one, but the idea of finishing top two, give yourself another chance, and they'll use that chance next week. Plenty of first-class footballers out here today. 3 association medalists for Bridgetown, and Hugh Mitchell finished in the top 10 again. Silky left footer. Josh Power and Brett Wilson. Wilson spent a lot of time down forward and is a terrific player, the skipper of the Bridgetown Bulldogs. Matthew Marinoni, he's always up there in the association medal, attracts the votes, gets plenty of the footy. Tim Davies also, top 3 this year. And as we said, Lee Luciff, Kyle Smith, also runner-up this year. So play just about to get underway. Ryan Tyndall, opening ball up of the match. Big Hayden in the ruck. He's up against McCamish. All starts now. Spot in the grand final. Away we go. Hayden wins it down. Comes out to O'Shea. Comes back to McCamish. Handballs into open space. Spills out the back to Van Verhoosen. Dummies around a couple. Through the middle of the ground. They go forward. O'Shea drives the ball long. Opening 50. Skids there. Weasel front and centre. Handball comes out. Straight to Mitchell. Mitchell handballs out wide. Smith's there. Back to O'Shea. Getting plenty of the ball early. Wrapped up in a big tackle from Davies. Taylor puts it to the top of the square. Spoil comes forward. Lucif's there. Handball out. Smith. Can he? Opening shot on goal from Smith. Goes across the face. Stays in play. They reload once again. The Bulldogs have a bounce. Crosses 50. Goes long. Long. That was Wheatley. Power will come from behind. Makes the spoil illegally. Free kick Johnston. Right at half back. Gives the handball over to Abbott. I said, you weren't behind the mark. He'll go back to Abbott. It's like he's having a shot on goal. He's 120 metres away. Has a player now running wide, and that's Tonkin. Tonkin can take this and run. Crosses halfback, weighs up his options. Good kick. Goes inboard. So centre wing, far side of the ground. Matthew Marinoni goes wide. It's on its way. Taylor could have been interfered with. Play goes on. Mitchell draws a crowd. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up. 65 metres out from Kojonup's goal. Early stages. No score as yet. Big fella Hayden. Outrucked by McCamish. Spills out the back. Players dive on the ball. O'Shea's there. Umpire lets it go for a while. Now he comes in. So this time, just inside Kojonup's forward 50. Hayden wins it out the back. Goes forward. Jamie Marinoni puts it inside. Taylor drops the mark. Spills to the front. Duncan. In they come. Weasel went in hard. 30 metres out from Kojonup's goal. Ball still in dispute. Umpire will come and throw the ball up. Pick themselves up off the ground. That was Wardell Johnson. Hayden. He's a big man. McCamish does well. Gets it down to Davies. Hayden wraps him up. Umpire will do it all over again. They've done well to hold them so far. Hayden wins it down. Direction of Weasel. Handballs to Marinoni. Shot on goal. It's wide. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Bulldogs. Be taken by Hugh Mitchell. Tonkin, man on the mark. Mitchell gives it back. Goes short, looking for Wardell Johnson. Drops the mark he should have taken. Spills out the back, comes to Weasel. Has time. Snap on goal. It's going to go out of bounds right near the behind post. Umpire to throw the ball in. So couldn't straighten up there, Weasel. 10 metres out from Kojonup's goal. No score to either side. 5 minutes in. It's going to favour Smith. Takes clean possession. Play on. Snap. High, wide. Out of bounce on the full. Van Verhoosen. Bridgetown reload. Players run past. They get it outside 50. Goes wide, looking for Kyle Wilson. Could nearly been paid the mark. Now he's put himself under pressure. He's wrapped up by Van Verhoosen. Umpire to throw the ball up. Hayden. Elijah Hayden up against McCamish. Puts his big frame in the way. Wilson comes in, knocks the ball forward. Still in dispute, comes to Grant. Now Bridgetown inside 50, first time. Masters sets himself, goes over the top. Brett Wilson, it's Power. Power run on for the opening goal, and he's got it. Josh Power. So their first entry inside 50 results in a major. Opening score of this match goes the way of the home side. 1 goal neat as Power ran onto that one. Made no mistake from 5 metres out. Well done by Kyle Wilson, far side of the ground, just to keep the ball moving forward. And Grant drove the ball in, put it to the top of the goal square. And Josh Power found some room and gets the opening score. Ball back in the middle, one down by McCamish. He comes once again, spills out to Davies, goes wide to Wilson. They're inside 50 again. Wilson puts it forward. Mark's taken. Brett Wilson takes the mark. Contested mark to Brett Wilson. Abbott for company, Jake Abbott. But Wilson used all of his experience, takes the mark. He'll have a shot on goal, 40 metres out. Slide angle, back-to-back goals. In he comes. Kicks on its way. Kicks on its way, turn and run to the Dogs. Wilson hits the scoreboard. What a marking goal from Wilson. We've seen it before. Abbott is a strongly built player. Wilson just got himself in the right position and took the chest mark. And for all the play the Cougars had down forward, Bridgetown have gone inside 50 twice for 2 goals. 1 to Power, 1 to Brett Wilson. Ball back in the middle. Goff to do the ruck work. Jumps into Hayden. Hayden takes clean possession. Releases the handball out to O'Shea, but he's wrapped up by Goff. Now they go up again. Spills out to O'Shea. Inside 50. It's about the bounce here. Bounces up. Wilson's there. Comes to Duncan. Kicks under pressure. Comes Davies, the hard nut. Mitch Blakers tries to knock the ball forward. Now it's shovelled forward. It'll go towards Power. Picks it up on the bounce. Had someone running past for a handball. That was Grant. Decides to go longer towards Masters. Masters gives a contest. In they come. Marinoni's there. Jamie Marinoni. O'Shea. Umpire comes in. We'll throw the ball up. Just inside forward 50 for the Bulldogs. Have a 12-point lead early stages. Hayden wins it down. Comes back to Hayden. Couldn't get the ball onto his boot. Wilson drives it forward. Comes over the back towards Abbott. Goes out wide to Tonkin. Far wing. Foot race. Mitchell's there. Has the speed. Ball sits up nicely. Gets a clever handball back to Wilson. Now the ball gets knocked out in the middle of the ground. Kojonup under pressure. Norris wrapped up. Umpire to throw the ball up. Goff up against Hayden. Hayden reaches over the top, knocks it towards Blakers. Good tap. Spins around Blakers, snaps over his body, high up and under. Smith had to come from behind, spills down to Matthew Marinoni, gets it out to the big fella in Hayden, drives the ball forward. It'll sit for Smith. If it does, he can run into an open goal. Kyle Smith runs in, shot. Goal to Smith. Welcome back, Kyle Smith. He gets Kojonup's first. 1 goal neat. Trailing Bridgetown by 6 points. They sit 2 goals straight. Found himself out the back of the pack there, Smith. Ball set up nicely. 25 out. He made no mistake. Playing it full forward, Smith. Just that chaos ball from Hayden. Got over the top of the pack. Smith found himself in the best position. Hayden back in the middle. Wins it down towards Blakers. Couldn't pick the ball up. Comes out to Davies. Hayden tries to muscle his way through. Mitchell's there. Drags the ball under. How will the umpire see this one? No Pryor. Give it to me. Still in the middle of the ground. Goff. Hayden wins it down to Matthew Marinoni. High up and under. Spoil comes. And they come. Umpire seen a free kick. Go the way of Craven. Goes wide, finds McAlinden just inside the boundary line. Right in between the coach's boxes. Runs himself into trouble. McAlinden. Handball overs to Davies. And he's helped over the boundary line by O'Shea. Ball to be thrown in right in front of the Kojonup interchange box. 1 goal the margin. Goff wins it out the back, straight to Weasel. Weasel gives the handball over to Blakers, drives it long. Lucif is there, goes to the mark. Spoil comes, Taylor soccers it off the ground. That's Harry Taylor, close to the boundary line. The boundary line will win in the end. Ball to be thrown in just inside forward 50 for Kojonup. Made trail by 6 points halfway through this first quarter. Umpire's seen a free kick, has he? A little bit of confusion. Now it's to be thrown in. Mitchell this time doing the ruck work. Up against Smith. Comes out to Weasel. Picks it up. Had prior opportunity. Free kick. Go the way of Bridgetown in white. Goes wide. Wilson comes back. Davies. Davies has options. One of them is Wheatley. Misses the mark. Puts himself under pressure. Get around the player. That was Tully for Kojonup and lucky to get away with that one. Crosses the boundary line. Ball to be thrown in. Just inside forward 50 for Kojonup. Trailing by 6 points. Favours Hayden. Duncan lays a tackle. That was on Norris. Umpire to throw the ball up. Hayden wins it out. Norris is there. Handballs to Blakers. Wheels around. Gets onto his left boot. Close to the boundary line. Bounces over the top of Taylor. And they come. That man Smith. Soccers off the ground. Keeps the ball moving. Soccers again. Smith. Tuda Kyle Smith. Scores even. Just kept that going forward. Summed up the situation. Smith. So 2 goals apiece. 2 to Smith for Kojonup. And 1 each to Power and Brett Wilson. Halfway through this first quarter, second semi-final. Both teams, physical pressure is immense. Now Ashton's in the ruck. Up against Goff. Ashton wins the ball down. Straight to Blakers. Handball comes out the back. Starting to find their rhythm now, the Cougars. Spoil gets made. Close to the boundary line. Norris keeps it in. Comes out to Mitchell for Bridgetown. White runs himself in trouble. Big trouble. Free kick. Will go the way of Goulter. I'd be looking for Smith if I was him. Goes over the back. Misses his target. Lowe takes the relieving mark. Deep in defence. Goes wide, finds Davies. Had a great season, Tim Davies. Top 5, the Tyre Power medal. Comes back in board, finds Duncan. The youngster being called to play on. High, up and under. Good kick. Grant drops what he should have taken. Now he puts himself under pressure. Ball stays inside the boundary line. Now it's been forced over. Ball to be thrown in. 2 goals apiece. 14 minutes gone in this first quarter. Second semi-final. Goff gets in front. Ashton reaches over the top. Comes out to Tully. And he's been pinged for holding the ball. Free kick will go to Goff. The big ruckman for Bridgetown. Dangerous kick inboard. Finds his target. Davies. In front of Blakers. Leads come. Doesn't like anything so far. Goes wide. Looks for Grant. Grant under pressure from Van Verhoesten. Takes the mark. So Brodie Grant. Been amongst the goals all year. Goes short. Not his best kick. Hits the chest of Matthew Marinoni. Takes it and runs. Goes inboard. Weasel receives a handball from Norrish. Weasel, not his best kick. He's hit McAlinden on the chest. Switches play. Dangerous kick. Cut off by Elusive. Player wide for him is Taylor. Ben Taylor goes onto his left boot. Looks for Smith. Not his best kick. Spills out the back to Lowe. Smith is there. Duncan comes in. Wrapped up by Smith. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up. 30 metres out from Kojonup's goal. 15 minutes gone, first quarter. 2 goals apiece. Scores level. Lowe tries to go over the top. Comes out to O'Shea. Shot on goal. First behind of the match. Will give Kojonup the lead by that behind. 2 goals, 1, 13 to 2 straight, 12. So let's see how Bridgetown set up. McAlinden will bring the ball back into play. Goes short. Finds Wheatley. Wheatley puts Davies under pressure. Takes the mark. Handballs over to Kyle Wilson. Goes looking for Grant. Cut off by Abbott. In comes Abbott with a big tackle. Forces the ball out of bounds. Close to the boundary line. Ball to be thrown up. Be Ashton. Up against McCamish. Ashton wins the ball down towards Wilson. Keeps it inboard. Comes back inside. Patton. High left foot kick. Over the top came Wilson. Could have given away the free kick. Umpire lets the play go on. Ashton's kick is smothered. Van Verhoesten's there. Heavily met by Davies. JB Marinoni said, leave it to me. Cuts through the middle of the ground. Gives a handball over to Blakers. Crosses 50. Goes long. Looks for Smith. Smith takes the mark. Kyle Smith. He'll kick from 20 metres out. Slight angle. This for his third and also his team's third. This to give them the margin by 7 points. Kyle Smith. Is such an important player for this Kojonup outfit. The run-up's longer than the shot on goal. Kyle Smith. This for goal number 3. Couple of steps. Kicks on its way. He's got 3, Smith. 3 in the first quarter. Still plenty of time to go. Just worked his play. Beautiful position. Good kick from Blakers. It's allowed Smith to make that position look better than what it was early. And he took the chest mark, went back and slotted through his third. So 3 goals, 1-19. The Cougars, 2 goals straight. The opening 2 goals of the match went the way of Bridgetown. Ball back in the middle. Davies. Handballs out to Wheatley. Wheatley goes wide. Finds Kyle Wilson. Players run for him. One of them is Patton. Takes a mark. Gets around Marinoni. Inside 50. Looks there for Brett Wilson. Cut off by Abbott. Knocked forward again by Abbott towards Jamie Marinoni. Free kick's been paid. It'll go to Jamie Marinoni. Just inside defensive 50 for the Cougars. Slows the ball down. It's going to hug the boundary. You see a deft kick. Third grab. Kyle Wilson takes the mark. Comes inboard. Goes to brother Brett. Too far out to score. He'll go to the top of the square. Looks there for Doherty. Carries over the top of his head. Goes through for a minor score. One straight kick the margin. 19 minutes gone in this first quarter. Marinoni's got the kick-in duties. Jamie Marinoni has a player short. Goes that way. Angus Johnson takes the mark. Not sure what the free kick paid for it. He's got to reload. Abbott makes the lead. Plays on out of the square. Marinoni goes short. Van Verhoesten puts one hand up, takes the mark in front of Kyle Wilson. Wills onto his left boot, high up and under, looks for Taylor. Spoil comes in. Marinoni couldn't pick the ball up. Far side of the ground, helped over the boundary line. It's a lasso free kick. Go down. Spoil comes in. Taylor comes in. Affects the tackle. Spills out to Patton. High up and under. Good mark too. Van Verhoesten. That was a terrific mark. Kept his eye on the ball. Has a player short in Taylor. Ben Taylor gets onto his left foot. That's a better kick. Finds Tonkin. Takes it and he hits the ground running. Inside 50 they go again. Weasel will come from behind. Couldn't get there in time. Spills out the back. Abbott's there. Keeps the ball in front. Now he's lost control of it. Comes over to Duncan. Under pressure, Duncan goes out, finds Wardell Johnson. Goes short, McAlinden. McAlinden to Kyle Wilson. Now they've cleared the defensive 50. Marinoni stands the mark. Jamie. Kyle Wilson. Good kick too. Finds Masters. Plays on by hand. To Patton. Goes inside 50. Looking for Brett Wilson. And under pressure from Jake Abbott. Takes the mark. Seen him kick a goal from here a couple of weeks ago. Pretty much the same distance and angle. He kicked from 40, 45 metres out, right on the boundary. And it's not beyond him. This to draw, scores level. Brett Wilson, in he comes, kicks on its way. He's got the distance. And the accuracy from Wilson. He's got two. 3 goals, 1 apiece. Late stages, first quarter. What a kick from Wilson. What a mark as well. Under pressure from Jake Abbott. Kept his eye on the footy. And kicked truly from 45. So deep into this first quarter, 22 minutes gone. 3 goals, 1, 19 apiece. 2 to Wilson. Kyle Smith, he's got all 3 for Kojonup. McCamish jumps over the top of Hayden. Ball spills out from a tackle from Marinoni. Comes back to the big fella Hayden. Busts through a tackle, gets it out to Matthew Marinoni. Wheels onto his left boot. Duncan in front. Could have been interfered with. Is so. Wheatley picks the ball up. Play on advantage. Gets onto his left boot. Not his best kick. Abbott misses a mark he should have taken. Allows Wilson to swoop. Shoots on goal. It's missed everything. Out of bounds on the full. You just know when you make a small mistake when Brett Wilson's there, it could end in disaster. But a let off there for Kojonup and Abbott as Wilson missed everything. And the Cougars will reload through Charlie Tonkin. Right on the goal line. Abbott makes the lead. That's Jake. Tonkin. Plays on. High up and under. Hayden gets front position. McCamish comes from behind. Spore comes down to Jamie Marinoni. Handballs over to Matthew Marinoni, then back to Abbott. Abbott finds O'Shea. Now they go wide. Van Verhoosten. It sits up nicely. Can have a bounce. Decides not to. Gets onto his left boot. Looks for Smith. Smith drops the mark. Low to the ground. Taps it out. Ball still in dispute. Far side of the ground. They go wide. That was White. He was looking for Wilson. Harry Taylor come across in front. Got a hand on it. Ball goes out of bounds. 2 kicks out from Kojonup's goal. Scores a level. 3 goals, 1 apiece. Late stages, first quarter. Not the best throwing. I'll have to reload. Far side of the ground. Be Hayden up against McCamish for Bridgetown. Hayden gets McCamish out of the way. Spills out the back. Patton couldn't take it cleanly. Handballs over to Wheatley. Immediately put under pressure. Comes to Matthew Marinoni. Golter picks it up. Wrapped up in a fierce tackle. That ball's going nowhere. That was by Wardell Johnson. McCamish jumps over Hayden. Comes to Patton. Tries to get a handball out. Goes nowhere. Spills out to O'Shea. Having a terrific first quarter. His kick is smothered by Mitchell. Comes back to Mitchell. Has Wilson for support. Kyle Wilson gets onto his left boot. Spills back out. In comes Davies. It's fierce on the far side of the ground. Big tackle from Doherty. Bridgetown on Abbott. Umpire to come in and throw the ball up. McCamish uses his leap, jumps over. Spills out, comes to Kyle Wilson. Robinson, being quiet, gets around a tackle. Gets a handball over to Patton. Goes short, finds Masters. Masters takes the mark. 45 out, directly in front. His first kick of the match. And any score will put Bridgetown in front. Will Masters. Ashton for Kojonup stands the mark. He'll kick from 45. Terrific pickup for Bridgetown. Been there a long time now. Will Masters, familiar run-up, kicks on its way from Masters. Slides across the face of goal, through for a minor score. And that's his team lead. Late stages, first quarter, 3 goals, 2-20, 3-1-19, the Cougars. Jamie Marinoni runs out of the goal square, has a bounce, goes inboard, dangerous kick, finds his brother Matthew, still inside defensive 50. He'll go back to Jamie Marinoni, plays on through the middle of the ground. Kick puts his teammate under pressure. That was Norrish. Umpire to throw the ball up right in the middle of the ground. 1 point the margin. Goff now in the ruck. It's a better matchup for Hayden. Ball spills out to Matthew Marinoni. Gets the handball out wide to Blakers. Gets onto his left boot. Gets plenty of purchase. Called out of it was Smith. Then the mark was dropped. Tully can't. The ball. He might be done for a throw here. Cue the Benny Hill music. Not his best effort. That was O'Shea. He's had a terrific quarter. The ball just will not sit with him. For him. Free kick to be taken by the youngster in Wilson. Centre wing. Looking for options. Being called to play on. Inside 50. The kick's going to carry. Carries over the back. They have the numbers. That's Travis Abbott. Goes inboard looking for Blakers. Luckily lands fortuitous with him. Wilson closes the gap. Now he's given away the free kick. Kyle Wilson to Jamie Marinoni. He'll play on straight away. Goes wide. Looks there for Golter. Ball sits up nicely. Inside 50. You'd look for Smith, wouldn't you? But all he's done is found the chest of the youngster in Duncan. It's a player wide. Another youngster in Max Wilson takes a mark. And then he goes on and finds McAlinden. They clear the defensive 50. Good kick by McAlinden. Finds Patton. Hits the ground running. Goes short. Looking for Brett Wilson. Drops the mark. Spills back out from Johnson. He'll get the handball over to Power. Power gets around 1, 2. Gets onto his left boot. High up and under. Goes across the face of goal. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Ashton for the Cougars. Right on the last line of defence, Brad Ashton, the evergreen veteran. This quarter must be nearly at the end of its duration. Good kick from Ashton. Luciff drops the mark and bounced off his chest. Then he was taken high by Power. Handballs over to Ashton, who's run on. Kick through the middle of the ground. Spoil comes from McAlinden. Tully tries to get it out. Spills out to Wilson. Comes to Mitchell. Gets around onto his left boot. Goes wide and finds McAlinden. McAlinden runs himself into trouble. It has Patton all on his own. So they've switched play here, the Bulldogs. Leads come. Robinson provides it. They go back dangerously. And they find Lowe. Lowe, far side of the ground. Now they've found some space. And that's Grant. Has time to assess the situation. Has a player wide. Outside 50. Goes inboard looking for Wilson. It'll bounce in front of him. Won't stay inside the field of play. Sees it over the boundary line. Ball to be thrown in. That was Ben Taylor. So looking the goods early. The home side. Hayden gets front position. Out muscle. Comes to Power. He'll snap on goal. Power! And Josh Power gets his second. And his team's fourth. And they're out by 7 points as we close in on quarter time. Nearly 30 minutes gone in this opening quarter. 4 goals, 2, 26, 3-1, 19, 7 points the margin. A terrific pick-up and snap from Power. And once again, he found some room. Don't forget, 2 years ago, this bloke, well, he won the association medal for the best player in the league. He's a serious player. Ball back in the middle. One down by Goff to Davies. Gets a handball out to Mitchell. Piscina free kick. Davies was dealt with after he got rid of the footy. And Tim Davies will take the free kick right in the middle of the ground. Player short, and Robinson puts him under pressure, takes a mark, plays on around Marinoni, goes inboard. It's going to carry over. Abbott decides to spoil. Matthew Marinoni's there. Took his eye off the footy. Comes to Weasel. Handballs in the direction of Blakers. In comes Wheatley to offer some assistance. Gets it out. They're still in a little bit of trouble. The handball will come out to Ben Taylor. And that's quarter time. The second semi-final in the Loyal South West Footy League. And Bridgetown find themselves in front by 7 points. 4 goals, 2, 26. The 3 goals, 1, 19. Power's got a couple alongside Brett Wilson for Bridgetown. And Kyle Smith making his return to footy after being injured for the last 5 weeks. Well, he's got all of Kojonup's score. As far as majors go, he's got 3. For all the good work they've done early, especially being inside forward 50, Kojonup, they find themselves going into the first break 7 points down. Bridgetown are doing very, very well. Whether they can sustain it, well, time will tell. We'll be back shortly with the second quarter. And as we said, Bridgetown hold a 7-point lead here, Bridgetown Sporting Complex at quarter time.
Footy analytics made simple. Improve your team performance with My Dartfish Live S. Quickly tag key games actions during or after the match. Replay moments from the match, frame by frame or in ultra slow motion. Access richer content, dive into detailed statistics and filter what matters most with ease. Create playlists to show problems or areas for improvement and share them to your team. My Dartfish Live S supports Aussie rules football coaches to optimise team performance.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory. Until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.
Welcome back to Bridgetown Football Oval. And surprisingly to a lot of people, Bridgetown are in front at quarter time. 4 goals 2-26 to 3 goals 1-19. Probably surprising to most other than the Bridgetown faithful. But they kicked the opening 2 goals of the quarter. And then Cole Smith got himself back in the game after being absent. He kicked 3. And then they finished off with 2 again to end that quarter out and find themselves 7 points in front. 4 goals 2 to 3 goals 1. Just about to get underway. Second quarter here. Umpire holds the ball aloft. Up we go. McCamish up against Hayden. Hayden wins it down. Straight to O'Shea. Spills out. Comes out towards Tonkin. Ball still in dispute. Wilson gets it over to Patton. They go forward. Robertson holds his ground. They have the numbers here. Ben Taylor gets onto his left boot. Interesting looking shape. Marks missed by McAlinden. Harry Taylor's there. Couldn't sit up for him. Still in the play. Harry Taylor gets it out to Tonkin. Goes short. Finds that man in Smith. Takes a mark in front of Lowe. Cole Smith, 35 metres out. Tight angle for the opening score of the second quarter. And for his 4th, would you believe? Smith. He can owe me a beer. I've mentioned his name that many times so far. We're 32 minutes into a game of footy. Cole Smith right behind this one. Bit of a stutter on the run-up. Kicks on its way. Holds its line. Smith. Number 4. Margin back to 1 point. Opening score, second quarter, goes the way of the Cougars. Taylor done well, Harry Taylor, just to keep that ball in play. Handball come out to Tonkin. And Smith with plenty of room. Took the easiest of marks, tight angle, straight as you like. 4 goals 1 to 4 goals 2. 1 point the margin, early stages, second quarter, ball back in the middle. Big run up from McCamish. Hayden just stood his ground. He's a big man. The ball spills out to Tully. Comes out to Van Verhoosen. High up and under. It's going to go inside 50. Spoil comes from McAlinden. Illegally. Free kick to Harry Taylor. Just outside 50. Look for Smith. It's going in that direction. It'll bounce in front of him. Bounces past him over the boundary line. Ball to be thrown in. 25 metres out from Kojonup's goal. 4-1, 4-2, 1 point the margin. Early stages, second quarter. Matthew Marinoni to do the ruck work. Gets a handball over to Taylor. Snap on goal from Ben Taylor. The Cougars are back in front. Got himself on the right side for a left footer, Ben Taylor. And he joins Smith as the goal kickers for Kojonup. 5 goals, 131, 4-2, 26. 3 minutes into this second quarter. Well, Matthew Marinoni, he'll think he's a ruckman. He'll be telling the coach, just put me in the ruck when it's inside forward 50. Ball back in the middle. Hayden wins it down. O'Shea gets a little tap onto his boot. Comes to Tully, tries to go back. Spills out to McCamish. They go forward, the Bulldogs. It's inside 50. Grant had to come from behind. Mark taken by Travis Abbott. Plays on straight away. Comes inboard, finds Tully. Under pressure from Mitchell. Players run past. Lachlan Tully. Looks long. In the direction of Smith. He's got to come from 3 deep. Lets the ball sit. Cleverly taps it over to Taylor. Snap. Goal! They're up and about now, the Cougars. Clever little tap from Smith to Harry Taylor. Taylor snapped from the boundary, bounced through. So the opening 3 goals, second quarter, go the way of the Cougars. 6-1, 37. 11 points of margin, 4-2, 26. As both the Taylor boys kick back-to-back goals. Up they go again. McCamish wins it down. Straight to Matthew Marinoni. Ball spills out. Comes to Patton. Couldn't get his boot onto the ball. Ben Taylor's there. Cuts through the middle of the pack. Over to Tully. Under pressure. Handball lands with Robinson. Leg speed. Gets around Marinoni. Just hits it towards Power. Tully comes in. Mitchell's there. Robinson gets the handball out. Power gets it now to Davies. Goes in the middle of the ground. Looks for Kyle Wilson. Takes the mark. Plays on. Leads come. Over the top. Defence. Ball is sport from Masters' hand. Spills out to Van Verhoesten. Kyle Wilson's there. Free kick's been given. It's going to go the way of Wilson. Kyle Wilson. Far side of the ground. Looks for options. Goes short. Dangerous kick. That was Grant who provided the lead. Goes to the top of his head. And they come. Now with the umpire see this one. This Power was wrapped up. So right on forward 50 for Bridgetown. Yet to score anything in this second quarter. Kojonup kicked 3 goals. Comes down to Power. Keeps it in play. Mark dropped by Jake Abbott. Puts himself under pressure. Gets the handball over to Tonkin. Has time to assess. Goes back to where it come from. Harry Taylor pushed right up the ground. In comes Davies. He's going nowhere. Ben Taylor. That was elusive. Wrapped him up. Ashton in the ruck. Over the top came McCavish. Davies is there. Knocks it out to Patton. Handball goes towards McCavish. Couldn't hit him. Now they have players through the middle of the ground. Handball comes out to Ben Taylor. Gets around Mitchell. Cuts through the middle of the ground. Gets onto his left boot. Smith has found some space again. Takes the mark. He'll kick from 45 directly in front. This for goal number 5. 7 minutes into the second quarter. He's on world record pace. Kyle Smith. Low stands the mark. 40 metres out from goal. Beautiful kick of the footy, Smith. And he comes. Crosses 50. Kicks on its way. Kicks on its way. He's hooked it. Through for a minor score. He'd be disappointed with that. So a let off there for Bridgetown. As White will do the kick-in duties. Has Lowe short, goes that way. Lowe takes the mark. Hugs the boundary line, looks for Wardell Johnson. Coming across in front of him was Harry Taylor. Affects the spoil. Ball to be thrown in 30 metres out from Kojonup's goal. They're pressing. They want another one. Goff gets front position. Comes down to Marinoni. Handballs back towards Ashton. Patton's there. Couldn't pick the ball up. Spills out towards Wilson. He's got Van Verhoosen for company. Handball comes out towards Mitchell. Dangerous. Elusive. O'Shea. Ball still in dispute. 30 metres out. Weasel comes in. Heavy tackle. Umpire to throw the ball up. 20 metres out from Kojonup's goal. Ashton wins it down cleverly towards himself. Marinoni tries to snap. Kick smothered. Dispute. Taylor snaps on goal. He's got another one. Harry Taylor. He's got 2 for the quarter. 2 terrific snaps. And they're on their way. 3 goals the margin. 7-2. 44, 4-2, 26. And we've played 9 minutes in this second quarter. Taylor gets his second. 4-0. Game high lead of 18 points. Goff up against Ashton. Goff jumps early. Allows Ashton to win it down. Socket off the ground by O'Shea. Goes towards Marinoni. Well done there by Duncan. Just drives the ball long. Carries over the top of Ashton's head. Manages to get the handball over to Abbott. Go wide. Wilson's there. Ball spills out. They go inside 50. They look for Matthew Marinoni. Carries over the top towards Taylor. What can he do? Young Jacob Duncan. Assured. Goes in the middle of the ground looking for Davies. Puts him under pressure. Patton. Also under pressure. Ball's in the middle. Umpire. It's the play go on. Just outside defensive 50. Spills out the back towards Blakers. Wrapped up in a tackle by Goff. Ball to be thrown up right on the half-forward line. Ashton wins it down. Goff knocks it out of O'Shea's hand. It comes back to O'Shea. Tonkin drives the ball long. Carries over the top of Smith. Lowe does well. Manages to put one hand up. Comes in front of him, spills out to Kyle Wilson. Members side wing. Goes to open ground. Van Verhoosen gets around onto his left boot. Wilson in front. Takes a juggled mark in front of Norris. Goes to Mitchell. That can't be 15. Umpire says play on. Goes down the wing, Mitchell. It lands in a nest of Kojonup players. Abbott misses his target. Brett Wilson cuts it off. Goes through the middle of the ground. Finds Patton. They're under pressure. He goes wide. Looks there for Wilson. Drops the mark. Has time. High up and under. Power in front position. Spoil comes. Power receives the ball. Gets a handball back to Wilson. Now they have some space on the far side of the ground. It's Robinson. Has a player over the top. Decides to go longer for Masters. Masters drops the mark. But he's been paid the free kick. Comes in board, looks for Wilson, play on advantage, no advantage. Craven's there, comes towards Blakers. Now it lands in Ben Taylor's arms. Has plenty of time to assess, gives a handball back to Blakers. Blakers goes long. Duncan's there, Marinoni. Marinoni gets Duncan under the ball. Now it's a foot race. Duncan still there. Marinoni does well, so does the youngster in Duncan. Affects the tackle. Now he's got some assistance. Marinoni knocks it out, goes past McAlinden. Mitchell comes in. Weasel closes. Mitchell gets a beautiful handball to Lowe. Now they're out through the middle of the ground through Patton. Player wide. Craven. They get it. It's Robinson. What can he do from here? Robinson. He finds Masters. End-to-end stuff. Masters plays on straight away. Looks for Grant. In comes the defence of Kojonup to knock the ball through. The kick-in duties will go the way of the coach in Travis Abbott. Has Taylor on the lead. Goff closes. Couldn't close quick enough. Marks taken by Ben Taylor. has a goal to his name in this quarter. Goes through the middle of the ground. That's a dangerous kick, especially when Power's there. Spills out the back towards Luciv, but taken high. And Power's given away the free kick. Now the umpires reverse the decision as Abbott came in to remonstrate with Power. And Power will take the free kick. 2 kicks out from goal. Josh Power has Wheatley wide. Goes to the far pocket. Good kick. Looks for Wilson. Takes a chest mark. In front of Abbott. So this for their first score, second quarter. Brett Wilson, it's in good hands. He'll kick from 45. Slight angle. Going for goal number 3. The kick's on its way. He's done well there, Wilson. He gets goal number 3, and Bridgetown's first in the second quarter. And they peg one back. 5 goals 3, 7 goals 2. Reduce that margin to 11 points. 14 minutes gone in this second quarter. So just a little bit of undisciplined stuff there. Power did come in and Abbott remonstrated. Umpire said, you can't do that. And it's cost his team a goal. Hayden wins it down. Straight to Blakers. Gives a handball back to Hayden. Hayden just barges his way through. Handball misses its target in Tully. Ball in dispute. Umpire to come and throw the ball up. Middle of the ground. Big Elijah Hayden. Goff's no slouch either, but he looks like a midget. Ball spills down. Norris gets onto his left boot. Ugly looking kick. Bounces over the top of Smith. Into the arms of Lowe. Lowe just reloads. Puts it in the middle of the ground to Patton. Cleverly picks it up. Kept his eye on the footy. Handball will favour Marinoni. He's wrapped up. Solid tackle by Doherty. And we're back to where it started. Goff. Hayden wins it down towards Luciv. Struggling to get into the match so far. Wheatley's there. Umpire to throw the ball up. He was up in a good tackle by Norris. Hayden wins it down. Comes to Tully. Handball's out. Norris. And Wheatley. So still in the middle of the ground. Umpire to throw the ball up. Hayden knocks it to open space. Ball comes back inboard to Taylor. Ben Taylor having a terrific game. Gets onto his left boot. Drives the ball long. Looks for Harry Taylor. Gets his player under the ball. Duncan closes. Just chucks it onto his left boot. How will it bounce? It'll favour Lowe once again. Smith is closing. So is the boundary line. Lowe has done well. Soccers the ball off the ground. Goes over the boundary line. But he's got it 70 metres out from defensive goal. And they'll reload once again, the Cougars. O'Shea puts it to the top. Weasel comes over. Lowe soccers it off the ground cleverly and luckily finds Doherty. Surely that went 15. Handball comes out to Wilson. Knocked off his kick. Comes to Luciv. Shot on goal from Lee Luciv. They've got another one. It looked like 15 from here. And the 5th goal of the quarter goes to the small forward, Lee Luciv. 71 goals for the season. Terrific season of footy. Make it 72. And they've got their 5th. 8 goals 2, 5-3. Margin back to 17 points. 16 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter. Ball back in the middle. Goff gets up. One down by Hayden. Spills out the back towards Kyle Wilson. Just pops it up and high and under. Abbott could have been dealt with. Marinoni plays on. Play on advantage. Player in the middle of the ground is Luciv. Has plenty of room. Goes short. Looks for Harry Taylor. Takes the mark in front of McAlinden. Right on 50, Taylor. Plenty of space. Smith provides the lead. Taylor went for distance. It's gone higher than it has longer. Norris is there. Spills over the back towards Duncan. Done well there, the youngster. Absorbed the tackle. by Charlie Tonkin. Umpire to throw the ball up. 10 metres out from Kojonup's goal. Smith does the ruck work. Couldn't get himself in a good position. It's knocked over the boundary line. Ball to be thrown in. Still 10 metres out from Kojonup's goal. 17 points the margin. Smith does the ruck work. Comes out to Patton. Gets it onto his boot. Just outside defensive 50. In comes Wilson. Knocks the ball to his own advantage. Lucifer is there. Handballs out to Abbott. Gets onto his left boot. High up and under. Marks taken. Second grab by Ben Taylor. He'll kick from 40. Directly in front. Already with a goal in this second quarter, Taylor. Missed to join Smith and Harry Taylor as multiple goal kickers in the first half. Left footer, Taylor kicks on its way. He's got 2. They've got their 6, margin out to 23 points. Just doing everything right. Worked his opponent under the footy, Ben Taylor. Took the mark on the second grab and kicked truly from 40 metres out. He's had a good second quarter, Taylor. Playing on the wing opposed to Mitchell. So Mitchell's no slouch. Ball back in the middle. Ashton up against Goff. Goff went early. One down by Ashton. Comes towards Kyle Wilson. He'll win the free kick. Middle of the ground. Wilson. Leads come. Has a player wide. Wardell Johnson. Goes wide. Finds young Max Wilson. Far side of the ground. Just maintaining possession. High up and under. Marinoni cuts across in front. Couldn't take the mark. Spills out towards Grant. In comes Marinoni. Second effort. Gets a handball over to Abbott. Van Verhoosen back towards Marinoni. Gets through a pack. Goes wide. Looking there for Tully. Bounces past him to Weasel. Back to Jamie Marinoni. Worked his way. Now they're inside 50. Carries over the top to Harry Taylor. He'll handball over to Kyle Smith. This will be for goal number 5 to Smith. Easy as you like. Jamie Marinoni from deep in defence set that ball up. And Harry Taylor unselfishly gave it to Smith. And he's got 5 in the first half of a second semi-final. After being out for 5 weeks. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. The Taylor boys with a couple each. Lucifer with the other. They are pulling away now. Ball in the middle. Comes to Davies. Solid tackle. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up. That was by O'Shea. McCamish up against Ashton. Ashton left to his own devices. Fluffed it. Handball comes out to Mitchell. Mitchell's been dealt with as he was about to kick the footy. Free kick will come back to Mitchell. Got to get himself involved in the game. Has a player short. Davies takes the mark. Leads come. It's a worm burner. Picked up by Wilson beautifully. Cuts inside. Goes across. Mark taken. Beautiful pick-up from Brett Wilson. Doherty takes the mark. He'll kick 45 out directly in front. To say they need this one, understatement. 10 goals, 2, 5-3, Sam Doherty. In he comes, couple of skips, kicks on its way, it's going to land short. Wilson tries to soccer off the ground. How's the umpire see this one? Through for a minor score. Jamie Marinoni. Is not happy with the setup. Marinoni will have to reset. Jamie Marinoni. Plays on now. Has a bounce. Gets around the player on the mark. Comes inboard. Dangerous kicks. Looks for brother Matt. runs on, makes up for it, receives a handball, comes down the middle, looks for Blakers, goes past him, lands in the arms of Duncan, wrapped up in a big tackle from Harry Taylor. Umpire says, give it to me, middle of the ground. McCamish wins it down, but it goes straight to Blakers. Handballs out towards Weasel, and they're inside 50 once again. It'll land towards Lowe. This time he's got front position in front of Smith. Takes the mark, plays on, goes wide, finds Mitchell. Still inside defensive 50. Hugh Mitchell for the Bulldogs. Calls his players up. Goes long, looks for Robinson. Good kick too from Mitchell. Robinson takes the mark. Centre wing, far side of the ground. Goes wide, looking for Wilson, not his best kick. And Abbott, Jake Abbott, will take the relieving free kick. Goes short to Travis Abbott. Tells his team, slow it down. Comes in board, short, Taylor, Ben. 2 goals, second quarter, Ben Taylor. Goes to Torpedo, not his best kick. Finds the chest of Jacob Duncan. Switches play, goes wide, finds Patton. Patton has a player running for him in Doherty. Takes a good outstretched mark. It's inboard for Power. Carries over the top. Comes to Grant. Wilts around. Nice pick up, Grant. It's inside. Could have been dealt with. There's a Robinson. He's been paid the mark. Kept his eyes on the footy, the youngster. He'll shoot from 20 metres out, directly in front. This for his first of the match. Kai Robinson. In he comes. The youngster kicks on its way. Oh, he's missed. Got too close to the man on the mark. Let himself down. It's a terrific mark. So another let off. But they're getting some looks at goal. Bridgetown, they just need to make the most of their opportunities. Jake Abbott to bring the ball back into play. Goes long, gets onto his left boot, looks for Travis Abbott. Doherty holds his ground, gets around a couple, gives a handball over to Wardell Johnson. Tried to go to Grant, and now Grant's been pinged for a sling tackle. And Ben Taylor will take the free kick right on defensive 50. Player wide, Johnston. And maintaining possession. Blakers short, Travis Abbott short. It's going to go long now. High kick. Hayden. Wheatley will come in. Ball misses everyone. Spills out the back to Taylor. Gets the handball over towards Weasel. Sits up nicely. Players run around. Smother comes in from McAlinden. Big Hayden just barges his way through. 30-metre handball towards Smith. Knocked off the ball by Mitchell. Spills out to Van Verhoost and ball to be thrown up. 35 metres out from Kojonup's goal. McCamish comes over the top, knocks it towards Wheatley. Taylor's there. So barge his way through, so does Weasel, wrapped up in a tackle. Wheatley gives the ball back to the umpire. Throws it up straight away. Hayden tries to knock it forward. Spills out. Tully, snap on goal. Snap on goal from Tully. And they've got another one. Lachlan Tully. They are piling the goals on in this second quarter. 8 goals to 1. And they have all the answers, especially in front of goal, to the Cougars. A little bit slow to start. Geez, this second quarter has been one-way traffic. A couple of let-offs from Bridgetown in front of goal. As soon as it goes up Kojonup's end, they are making no mistake. And Tully joins the goal kickers. Late stages, second quarter. McCamish wins it down, comes to Marinoni, high up and under, hasn't gone 15. Knocked forward by Wilson, comes out to Robertson, good pick up, drives the ball forward, Looks there for Brett Wilson. Sits up nicely. Gets around one. He'll go from the boundary. Comes back inboard. Looks for Power. Power couldn't take the mark. The defence of the Cougars tied the ball up. Robinson picks himself up from the bottom of the pack. Umpire to throw the ball up 35 metres out. McCamish comes over the top. Knocks it forward. They have the numbers. Wilson cuts off the handball. Could have been taken without the football. And Brett Wilson will have a shot on goal. It's for his fourth. He's got the only goal for his side in the second quarter. 11 goals, 2, 68, 5-5, 35, 33 points the margin. This to get it back under 5 goals. Wilson. Tight angle. Kick on its way. Good kick, Wilson. I said it hit the post. He's in the best position. And they'll reload once again through Travis Abbott. He'll go on the far side of the ground. Clears defensive 50. Mark taken. McCamish. Umpire's seen a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Cougars. It'll go the way of Taylor. Ben Taylor. So we're just about to reload. Taylor will take the free kick. Far side of the ground. There can't be much time left in this second quarter. Gets onto his left boot. Spoil comes. McCamish away from Hayden. And umpires pay a free kick for a sling tackle and go the way of Duncan. One of his side's best, the youngster. Goes wide, not his best kick. Goes over the boundary line. And the free kick will go the way of Jake Abbott for the Cougars, just inside defensive 50. Player short. Mark Smith spills over the back to Mitchell. He goes short. Finds Patton. Right on 50. He'll look for leads. Cale Patton. Unsure what to do. Now he drives the ball long. Looking there for Masters. Comes over the back. They have the numbers. Van Verhoosten gets onto his left boot. High, up and under. Spills out. Wilson's there. Tackles come in. They have the numbers and they're out once again. They come towards the members' wing. Duncan in best position takes the chest mark. Every game I see him play, he's been one of their best. Good kick too. Finds Patton. Plays on. Goes inboard. A diving mark. It's taken by McAlinden. McAlinden, he was the leading goal kicker in the reserves. And he'll kick after the siren at half time. He'll have to kick this all the way from 50. He'll take his best. McAlinden. And he comes now directly in front. Gets to 50. Kicks on its way. Not his best off the side of the boot. It'll stay in play. No score. So half-time here, Bridgetown Sporting Oval, 5 goals, 6, 36. That's Bridgetown after they were in front at quarter time. 11 goals, 2, 68. So 32 points the margin. Goal scorers for Kojonup. Well, Smith has got 5, 3 in the first, 2 in the second. The Taylor boys, Harry and Ben, they've got a couple each, along with Lucif and Tully with singles. And for Bridgetown, well, Power, he got 2 in the first quarter. And Wilson, he got 2 in the first quarter, also 1 in the second quarter. His team's only major in the second quarter. So he's got 3 for the match. But they'll go into half-time, 32 points down after leading at quarter time by 7 points. 8 goals to 1 in that second quarter in favour of the ladder leaders, Kojonup. And they have done a terrific effort to try and get themselves into the grand final in 2 weeks' time. They'll hold a 32-point lead at the break, and we'll be back shortly after the break for the second half here from the Bridgetown Sporting Oval.
Relationship with Great Southern Fuels started with my father 50 years ago, delivering fuel in drums back in the day, which has progressed into large tanks now. They've been very reliable and efficient on time with service.
We run a mixed farming operation here on Chapman Valley, just north of Geraldton, managing about 5,500 hectares. We've been with what is now Great Southern Fuels for in excess of 20 years. There's always challenges and situations that catch you out, and they've been really, really good at accommodating that for us.
We've been with Great Southern for 28 years now. Look, they've given us exceptional service and the price competitive, so it's wonderful.
They're a great company to work for. They're a family-owned business. They will support you and whatever is required.
I've got Alan's phone number, I've got Steve's phone number, and I know if I ring it I'll get an answer, which is really cool.
The relationship's great and the service is second to none. So I ring up and it doesn't matter if it's Saturday, Sunday or whenever I ring up, I'll have fuel. So we've never been held up or had a problem with them. So my theory is that's what I'm about. It's about service and the relationship, and it's been fantastic.
It's very important to maintain long-term customers' loyalty and give back what you can when you can.
Great Southern Fuels is one of the few companies that I've been involved with that gives so much back to the local community. We support so many different organisations and country, sporting clubs, field days, farming organisations.
We endeavour to give back. The community looked after us by dealing with us, and we just gave it back in what we can do. Footy club needs a hand, well, it's because they need a hand that you give it to, not the other way around.
When you look at how they conduct themselves in the community, they've been a great supporter of the Livestock Transporters Association. Just incredible what they do.
I do a lot for the community, which is good. And not only late race either, it's right where all these outlets are all over the state. He's been excellent with that.
We tend to sponsor major events, the Great Southern Football Carnival, Colts Carnival.
Across the board, I think sponsorships are a very important part of any community. I grew up in Lake Grace and footy was my life down there for a long time. Great Southern sponsored Lake Grace back then, and along with many other footy clubs and hockey clubs and tennis clubs, and we might not always be making a big deal out of it, but the people that get sponsored, they understand and they relate to it.
They do a lot for the town, so I can't fault them. They've been brilliant.
Great Southern Fuels have got strong values, and that shows in what they do. They walk the talk and they do what they do.
You deal with people that are there and care about your business, and these people have been absolutely wonderful.
I'm very proud of what Mum and Dad have achieved in their life and how they've structured the business, and it's all structured around our customers and looking after people and being in the right areas where we need to sell the fuel and have the support there and sponsorship. Being part of the community, even though we're not in that community, but our workers are there and that's part of us.
Well, folks, what an absolute pleasure to be joined by Tyson Bell from AFGRI. First of all, welcome, Tyson.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
First of all, the business itself, it's John Deere and other brands, is that correct?
Yeah, so AFGRI Equipment is that's our brand, and we're lucky enough to be able to supply John Deere, and might be a little bit biased, mate, but I believe John Deere is probably the best product out there to get. The ag game's an exciting industry to be in as well. The technology that's coming is incredible. It's exciting. And John Deere is obviously at the forefront of that. But at the same time, we do supply other brands. We've got Borgo, Manitou, Horsch, to name a few, Seed Terminal and Redicop on board as well.
We go out into the yard. What is some of that machinery out there that you sell? And is it only new? Is it new and used? Tell us about the machinery.
It's new and used. Yeah, we promote the new side of it pretty hard, but we take the trade-ins and we sell them as well.
What services? Is there aftermarket? Do you service any of the equipment? What happens there?
Oh, you can't sell the equipment without having good aftermarket. So, yeah, we're pretty fortunate to have a good team out the back who do all the work behind the scenes. We've got a good team of mechanics, and our aftermarket support as well includes parts. So we've built our business off that foundation to have a good aftermarket support.
Do you do demonstrations out on the farm, for instance?
We've got salesmen on the road, mate, and I think they spend more time sitting in their utes driving around than they do at home with their own families, mate. So what we call our AOR, we cover from out west there to past Cookham, all the way out past Lake King to the fence there, and then, north and south of that. So I think it's probably about a 10,000 square k sort of area that we look after. So forever out on the road, going and seeing customers, helping with setups and installs, and then, of course, demos during harvest and seeding as well.
The growth of the business itself assists and benefits the community.
Massively, yeah. So AFGRI has been a part of Lake Grace here for 8 years, 2016. Having someone like AFGRI backing us has been absolutely huge, and I think our customers have seen that as well. And having someone like AFGRI backing us gives us the opportunity to, support and sponsor things like this.
What's the best part of working for AFGRI and working in this region for you personally?
Look, living in Lake Grace is a great little town. Having a young family myself, it's an awesome spot to raise a family. And our team, consists of a lot of people in the same sort of boat. We've got a lot of guys here that are married, young kids, and same thing as wives and young kids as well. So it's a great environment to bring kids up in this town, and then have AFGRI to come on board and to do what they do for us. I still wouldn't be here if it wasn't as good as I say.
Would like to thank you very much from our behalf for your support. Mate, we've got the name all over the Classic Clashes truck, and why have you come on board? And tell us about that and how it's helping you guys as much as it's helping us.
Oh, look, when John first contacted us and sent us through the ideas of what he was trying to do, it was never seen anything like it before. So I guess it was one of those things that I don't want to miss out on it, so I want to be a part of it. And every weekend you see him on Facebook, different part of the the wheat belt, the area, the region, and then obviously his census plug there with AFGRI across the top, John Deere. It's pretty cool to see.
We can't thank you enough. We have a look on my sleeve here, on your jacket, and on the magnificent hat we've got on, mate. A great supporter of grassroots footy in regional areas, and as I said, we can't thank yourself, your staff, all the people in the region, but AFGRI especially for their assistance with that. And I don't say that lightheartedly, mate. It's been fantastic. We wouldn't get to where we are without the support of yourself and businesses in the local community. AFGRI, folks, it's doing a great job. As we said, it's not just about come and buy something and it's see you later. It's a customer for life. It's service. It's backup. Meet great people like Tyson looking after us and so on. So let's go and have a wander around. Thank you. What have we got here?
Here's something you can probably handle, mate, I reckon.
Oh, thank you very much, Tyson. Look at that. It's got everything on it. How about that, folks? I've got my own little tractor. Sensational, mate. But in all seriousness, thank you so much for taking us around. AFGRI, mate, they are fantastic supporters. We can't thank you enough, not only with the business that you're doing in and around town and the region, all the relationships more importantly, but what you're doing for the community, extending out the olive leaf, if you like, with all your support, mate. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going off to play with my tractor, mate, but AFGRI cannot thank you guys enough for coming on board.
No, thanks for having us. Appreciate it, mate.
Thank you.
So welcome back, Bridgetown Sporting Oval. A couple of veteran umpires just walking past the post here, the Bridgetown trotting track. 3 laps to go, so we'll come back next month and let you know who wins that one in Hayden Rice and Jeff Bennett, life members of the Footy League. Both teams back out on the oval. What a scintillating second quarter of footy by the team that finished on top, the Kojonup Cougars. They kicked 8 goals 1 to 1 goal 4. 7 points down at quarter time. They now find themselves 32 points up at the half, just about to start the second half here in Bridgetown. Beautiful conditions for footy. 11 goals 2, 68. 5 goals 6, 36. That's the scoreline at half time. Before we start, we'll just mention our sponsors once again that make all this happen. Great Southern Fuels, AFCRE, Delta Ag, Kimberley Accommodation Group, UDF Trailers, Corrigan Hotel, Wild Gravel, Alum Lube, Dartfish, Archie's, Omnibus, Classic Clashes, Gallagher, Premium Grains for all your grain needs. Go and see Premium Grains. And Manjimup Gateway Hotel and Pemberton Hotel. Go and see Big Paul, Chucky Fowler, cold beer, good food and advice whether you want it or not. And we also like to thank Manjimup Tyre Power, who have been a terrific sponsor of the Lower South West Footy League. So teams just about to go into position. We'd like to congratulate Tom Danks on winning the Tyre Power medal, adjudged the best player in the league on Friday night from Imperials Footy Club, and to Kyle Smith, who finished second. He's had a day out so far in the first half with 5 first-half goals. In the reserves, Mitch Baldock, he was adjudged the best player in the league in the reserves competition and led his side into a grand final today. So they will wait to see who the winner is between Tigers and D-Mill next week. 3-way tie, Tommy Collins, Bradley Cameron from Imperials, Tommy Collins, the veteran footballer from Southerners, and Jaya Logan from Tigers were equal runner-up. And in the Colts, Kenny Beggs from Tigers, he'll feature next week. And Chase Stagpole, well, he led his team also in the Colts to get them through to a grand final. Play just about to get underway. Second half, 32 points the margin. Big fella Hayden in the ruck for Kojonup. Siren goes. Away we go. Up goes McCamish. No ruckman wins it down. Comes out towards Patton. Wilson dives on the ball. That's Kyle Wilson. Comes back out to Patton. First kick forward out of the centre. Goes the way of Bridgetown. Comes to Grant. Nice pick up from Grant. Handball to Wheatley. Tries to go back towards Patton. Couldn't hit his target. Wrapped up in a tackle from Marinoni. A free kick's been paid. It'll go the way of Wheatley. Goes inboard to the corridor. Kyle Wilson looking there for Robinson. Spools made by Taylor. Spills out the back. Marinoni comes in. Tully kicked a goal in that first half. High up and under. In they come. McAlinden comes from behind. Affects the spoil towards Duncan. Near his team's best. Wilson gets a handball to Davies. Goes out wide looking for McAlinden. Took his eye off the footy. Now he allows Kojonup to come in. Mitchell's there also for Bridgetown. Umpire will throw the ball up centre wing. That was Charlie Tonkin. Far side, no score. Early stages, third quarter. 1 down by Hayden. Comes to Wilson. Kyle Wilson gets onto his left boot. But Abbott reads it well. That's Travis Abbott. Takes the mark. Just outside defensive 50. Goes inboard. Finds O'Shea. Had a good first half of footy. O'Shea, long and strong. Looks there for the big fella, Hayden. It's a big frame up. I couldn't see anyone else when he got in front of the binoculars. But Spall spills out towards Kojonup. Comes down towards Blakers. Picks the ball up. Handball spills out to Kyle Wilson. Receives it back. Under pressure. Interesting looking handball out. In comes Hayden. Uses the big frame. Weasel gets in front. Back comes Hayden. Misses Van Hoosen. With the handball, O'Shea can't keep the ball in play. As he's seen over the boundary line, a little bit of help from Robinson. Ball to be thrown in, far side of the ground. No score for either team. Still 32 points the margin. Hayden wins it down. Comes out the back. Weasel lays the tackle. And receives a free kick. Jermaine Weasel. He'll put this inside 50. Calls for his forwards to lead. In they come now. Now Mark near taken. Spills out to Kyle Wilson. Getting plenty of the footy. Drives the ball forward. Looking there for Grant. Brett Wilson's there. Comes out the back to Marinoni. Could have been taken high by Power. Receives the free kick. Just inside the centre square. Goes short. Looks for Abbott. Cuts through the middle of the ground. Puts it inside 50. Good mark is taken by Harry Taylor. Cut across in front of McAlinden. McAlinden was just about to take the mark. But up popped Harry Taylor. And he'll kick for the opening score of the third quarter. 45 metres out directly in front. Already with 2 goals in the opening half, both coming in that second quarter. Harry Taylor crosses 50 now. Doesn't waste any energy in the run-up. Now he gets into a bit of a trot. Kicks on its way from Taylor. Holds its line. Hit the post again. Good vision, these umpires. It's gone across the post. Through for a minor score. Opening score of second half. There's a behind. Low. Kick-in duties. Goes short. He'll put Wilson under pressure. Taylor closes. Wilson manages to get the kick. Spills to Wheatley. Play on advantage. Gets onto his left boot. Asking a fair bit of power. They all peeled off. Then Power missed the mark. Comes out to Travis Abbott. Comes out the back towards Tonkin. Mucking around with it close to the boundary line. Johnson, Marinoni hit each other. Ball spills out. You throw it in right in front of the Kojonup interchange box. 33 points the margin. Umpires ask the boundary umpire to reload. Hayden up against McCamish. Hayden gets front position. Comes down to Kyle Wilson. Handballs over to Patton. Kick smothered. It'll land the advantage of Marinoni. Sells himself a dummy. Then he manages to get it onto the left boot. Spills out the back to White. Handball comes over. Wheatley breaks a tackle. Then has a bounce. Gets onto his left boot. Has a couple of options. Misses both. Tonkin misses the mark. Now it spills out. How will it sit for Patton? Pushed off. Comes to Wilson. Handball to Robinson. Tries to dummy around Marinoni. Does so of sorts. Grant's there. Puts his head over the ball. In comes Marinoni. Hayden, the big fella. Sells a little bit of candy. Cuts through the middle. Good looking kick. Looking for Blakers. Mitchell's there. Trying to get himself into the game. Spins out towards Weasel. Then over to Wheatley. Comes to Duncan. Comes through the middle. Kick misses. Patton spills to Matthew Marinoni. Too much time. Slips as he kicks it on the cricket pitch. McAlinden misses the ball. Now they're in trouble. Weasel's there. Wrapped up. Big tackle. Ball's going nowhere. That was low. It's a couple of times players have slipped on the pitch just as they were about to kick the footy. White does the ruck work up against Blakers. Spills out to Kyle Wilson. Handballs over to Davies. Davies goes short, looking for Masters. Masters misses the mark. Now Ashton is there. In comes Davies for help. Gives the handball to Grant. Grant hugs the boundary, goes long. Looks for Brett Wilson. Spoil comes from Jake Abbott. Jake Abbott will mop up. Robertson holds his head over the footy. Handball comes out to Abbott. Then to Jamie Marinoni. Cleverly gets it to Matthew Marinoni. He'll give the handball to O'Shea. Cuts through the middle of the ground. Inside 50. Interesting shape on that ball. Picked up nicely by Blakers. Wheels around onto his left. Blakers! Great goal from Mitch Blakers. So he joins the goal-kicking list. Opening score. Third quarter goes the way of the Cougars. Margin 39 points. What a pickup from Blakers. Looks just as good on his natural foot as he does on his left. And he wheeled around to his left and kicked from 40. And the ball went through for a major. So plenty of run off halfback from Jamie Marinoni. O'Shea. Hayden wins it down, straight to Matthew Marinoni. They go forward once again. Taylor gets front position. McAlinden comes over. Spills out towards Tonkin. Doesn't bounce nicely for him. Out towards Smith. Already 5 goals, one way or the other. He'll shoot on goal, Smith. It'll get to the top of the square. Goes over the top of Blakers. Carries over the boundary line. Be throwing in 30 metres out. He's loving this game. Smith spent all game down forward. Already with 5. Ball's thrown in. Umpire's got to reload once again. I'm not sure if you have to throw it to the ruckman. They've just got to get in position. Anyway, they've reloaded. Comes towards Wilson. Kick is smothered. Taylor's there. Gets past his player. Tries to get the handball back. Davies. Wrapped up Charlie Tonkin. Ball to be thrown in 15 metres out from Kojonup's goal. Blakers does the ruck work. It's one out. Wheatley's there. Could have given away the free kick. He has done. And the free kick will go the way of the Cougars. It'll go to Van Verhoosten. So left footer. He'll kick from 40 metres out. This will test him. I think I pronounce his name differently every time I call it. He gets a fair bit of the footy. Van Verhoosten. 45-degree angle. Wheatley stands the mark. 45 out. Kicks on its way. Just bends. Does it bend through? It might have done. It has. How could I ever doubt him? Van Verhoosten. And the margin ever growing. Even Rowett, our cameraman, thought, what are you doubting him for, Weave? He put it through from 45. He has the ability to kick him high, up and under, spin forward, but that one was perfect. Beautiful drop punt from Van Verhoosten. So 2-0. Early stages, third quarter, in favour of the Cougars. Might be a bridge too far. Goff wins the ball. It's a handball straight to Van Verhoosten, wrapped up in a tackle by Patton. Umpire to throw the ball up. Just 4 to centre. Bridgetown's way. 13 goals, 3. 81, 5-6, 36. 45 points the margin. Wilson, being one of his team's best, could have been taken high. Kyle Wilson will take the free kick. Centre wing. Members side. Leads come. Power. Goes to the direction of Power. It's going to carry over the back. Abbott sets himself. In comes Brett Wilson. Provides a contest. Grant's there. Wilson receives the ball back. Gets onto his left boot. Looks for Masters. Good mark, William Masters. Charlie Tonkin was right on his hammer. And Masters took the contested mark. He'll kick 30 metres out. Slide angle. They desperately need this one. Will Masters, this for his first, to join Power and Brett Wilson as the goal kickers for Bridgetown. In he comes. Kick. They've got the response. Masters gets on the board. So they get one back. 6-6, 42. 13-3, 81. 39 points to margin. We've gone 11.5 minutes in this third quarter. Will Masters, the beautiful kick of the footy. He gets his first for the day. And the first for the third quarter. So 2-1 in favour of Kojonup. They just need to see if they can string 2 or 3 in a row just to put some pressure, not only scoreboard, but back on Kojonup. And now's their chance. Still plenty of time left in this game. Goff up against Ashton. Ashton wins it down. Good tap to Luciv. Spills off his hand. Tackle. Throw. Illegal. Play on advantage. They go wide. They look for Duncan. Takes the mark in front of Ben Taylor. Patton runs past. Decides to go longer. Finds Robinson. The umpire blew the whistle too early. Robinson will be disappointed. Marinoni come in. Jamie Marinoni. Robinson dropped the mark. Umpire to throw the ball up. 55 metres out from Bridgetown's goal. Comes towards Luciv. Picks it up. Handballs over towards Tonkin. Comes out to Mitchell. Puts Robinson under pressure. Comes inboard. Good kick. Finds Davies. Now they can open up the ground. Leads come. Short. Looks. Finds Power. Just outside 50. Wilson deep. Get it long. Josh goes that way. Looks for Wilson. He's got a couple on Abbott. Good kick. Power finds Wilson. Takes the mark. Chest mark in front of Jake Abbott. Tight angle. This for goal number 4. Back-to-back goals. Brett Wilson, the skipper. In he comes. Kicks on its way. Holds its line. And another poster. So another let off. Be disappointed with that, Wilson. Jamie Marinoni to do the kick-in duties. He's been terrific. Abbott provides the lead. Ignores him. Goes short. Finds Ashton. He'll receive it back to Marinoni. Has a bounce. Clears defensive 50. Now he goes long. Looks for Blakers. Kicked a beautiful goal. Picks it up nicely. Smith breaks. He has a bounce. Has another. Goes towards Smith. Smith takes the mark. 25 metres out. Directly in front. This for goal number 6. And he's first of the second half. Kyle Smith. Good kick from Blakers. So Smith. Wilson misses at one end. Smith to come in. Run up. Beautiful kick of the footy. Young Smith. In he comes. Couple of steps. Kicks on its way. Number 6 to Smith. He's first in the second half. And they're doing everything right. The Kojonup Cougars to book their spot, the first spot in this year's grand final, 2 weeks' time, down at Southerners. Kyle Smith is proving to be quite a handful up forward. We've spoken about it. Long layoff. You wouldn't know. 6 goals so far, halfway through this third quarter. Goff up against Hayden. Hayden wins it down. Comes to Wilson. High up and under. It's travelled the required distance. He marks his own footy. Comes over to Robinson. Knocked out of his way. Spills back to Wilson. He's tackled. Spills out to Goff. Norris is there. Carries his head. In they come. Patton puts some pressure on. That was on Tonkin. Patton will follow up. In he comes, pushed off the ball by Goulter. In comes Patton. Gets around Goulter. Puts it to the top of the square. And Power takes a juggling mark in front of Abbott. 25 out, directly in front. Josh Power. This for goal number 3. Kick 2 in the first quarter. Power. Terrific player. In he comes. Kicks on its way. He's got 3. So they peg one back. 7 goals, 7, 49, 14-3, 87. 38 points the margin. 16.5 minutes gone in this third quarter. Just playing in front was Power. Not sure that Patton meant to kick it there, but when you're in front, you got the luck of the green. Took it on the second grab and kicked truly. Hayden up against McCamish. McCamish wins it down. Luciv cuts through the middle, can get the handball back, decides to go to the big fella in Hayden. Gets it out wide to Tonkin. High up and under. It's got to cross the boundary line. Free kick will be taken by McAlinden for the Bulldogs. Has a player short, and that's Kyle Wilson. Getting plenty of the footy is Wilson. Has a player wide. That's Wilson. That's Max Wilson. Weasel closes, affects the spoil, then picks the ball up. Tackled. He could be in trouble now. Had him by one arm. Free kick to White. Just as Weasel was about to shoot on goal, Marinoni comes over the top, spills to McAlinden. Handball comes out. Abbott picks it up, breaks a tackle, tries to break the second one, gets a handball back to Luciv, high up and under. Comes back towards Kyle Wilson, gets the ball out to Mitchell, free kick. Go the way of Kyle Wilson. Been terrific all game. Doing a lot of grunt work in defence is Kyle Wilson. Leads come, has a player short. Wardell Johnson finds him, takes the mark in front of Luciv. Another player short in Wheatley, puts him under pressure. Over the top come Van Verhoosen. Handball comes out to Harry Taylor. He'll look for Smith. Of course he will. Finds Smith. Luciv peels off. Kyle Smith. Kick from 48 metres. This for goal number 7. Lowe stands the mark. He'll just kick from inside 50. Smith. Deliberate shot. And he comes now, gets into a trot. Kicks on its way. What a kick from Smith. Number 7 to him. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third quarter so far. Beautiful kick of the footy. It's not the first time he's kicked 7 goals in a match this year. 19 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter. And they, unless a miracle happens, will be the first team into the grand final. Blood rule here as the ball's back in the middle. Kyle Wilson, he'll come off to get patched up. Probably been his team's best so far. 15 goals, 3, 93, 7-7, 49, 44 points the margin. He's replaced by Davies. It'll be Ashton up against McCamish. Up they go. One down by McCamish. Straight to Marinoni. Wrapped up by Davies. Umpire right in the middle of the ground. We'll throw it up once again. Ashton, uncontested. Wins it down. Goes towards Marinoni. Comes to Blakers. Kick. Lands to Tonkin. Just shovels it onto the boot. Now it's a foot race. Weasel does the tackling. Without the football, free kick will go the way of Max Wilson. Player short. Davies takes the mark. Right in the middle of the ground. Members side. He goes short. Finds Mitchell. Being quiet by his lofty standards. Plays on. Runs himself into trouble. Goes wide. Looking there for Patton. Has a couple on Van Verhoosen. Comes inboard. Power. Goes across the ground. He'll handball back towards Patton. Van Verhoosen's there. Cleverly taps it to Abbott. Gets around one. Now he'll have a bounce. Has one bounce. Runs his full measure. He'll drive it to the top of the square. Looks for Weasel, who's peeled off the back of the pack. Picks it up. Ball still in dispute. Handball into open territory. And they come. Harry Taylor's there. Couldn't pick the ball up. Ball's still in dispute. Now they've got outside 50. Duncan tries to soccer the ball off the ground. And now a free kick's been paid. A little bit of cramp on the far side. We've still got a quarter and a half to go. And that's White. That wasn't me. That was our cameraman, if you picked that up. A little bit tired. Looks short for Robinson. Does well. Missed the mark. Then recovers. Goes down. Misses his target. And Tully takes the mark. Has a player short. That's Ben Taylor. Duncan closed but couldn't affect the spoil. It's methodically working it down the far wing. Mark's taken by Tonkin. Orchid kick. And he finds Van Verhoosen. Kicked a terrific goal. Gets onto his left boot. Inside 50. Smith is there. Good mark by Doherty. One of the few times that Smith has been beaten today. Switches play, goes wide, finds Wilson, back on the ground, plays on. Looking for Power, bounces over Blakers' head, sits up nicely for Power. In comes Blakers with the tackle. And helps Power over the boundary line. And the ball to be thrown in. 15 goals, 3, 93, 7-7, 49, 44 points the margin. Time on in the third in favour of the Cougars. The ball comes down, handball. Looks there for Blakers. Patton cuts it off, comes to Tully. Umpire's seen a free kick. And it's going to go the way of Patton. Cale Patton. Trying hard. Patton. Now they've pushed the numbers back. Goes inboard. Good kick. Looking for Grant. Couldn't take the mark. Been interfered with. Half forward. Grant. Masters makes the lead. He'll look for Wilson. Abbott's there. Goes short. Cleverly finds Power. Still too far out to score. Short leads come. Looks for Wilson. Good kick too. Good mark in front of his eyes. Wilson just waited, did Power. And a little gap opened up. Wilson ran into it and took the mark at full stretch. He'll kick from 45 degree angle. This for goal number 4. Brett Wilson. And he comes. And he's missed once again. So another let off. He'd be disappointed with that, Wilson. Couple of shots on goal that he'd normally kick. Abbott, Travis Abbott, to bring the ball back into play. Runs out the square. It's plenty of purchase. A good mark taken by Johnston. Had the height advantage over Robinson. They've cleared the defensive 50. Been called to play on. Johnson goes long. Best position is McCamish. Couldn't take the mark. Spills out of his hands. Mitchell could have been taken high. He wrapped up by the big fella in a bear hug. Big Hayden. He wins the free kick. Centre wing. Members side. Elijah Hayden. Here's one big imposing unit. Goes short. Finds Harry Taylor. Taylor has Weasel. Taylor. Luciv gets out the back of the pack. Takes a mark near uncontested. Right on 50. Lee Luciv. Smith. Provides the lead to Smith. Goes over the top. Takes the mark over Mitchell. Kyle Smith. What a day out for him. He'll kick 35 metres out, 45 degree angle. We're right behind this one. This for 3 in the third quarter and this for 8 in the game. Smith. Beautiful kick of the footy. Kyle Smith. In he comes now. Kicks on its way. He's missed. He'd be disappointed with that. It's a terrific contested mark over Mitchell. Probably too close for him. He's poked at that footy, pushed it across the face of goal, through for a minor score. Margin only increases by a behind. Hugh Mitchell now brings the ball back into play. Goes wide, finds Davies. Comes inboard to McAlinden. Still inside defensive 50. Switches play, goes wide. Doherty. He'll go short to Wilson. So they're maintaining possession. Dangerous kick, looks for Goff, goes over the top of his head. Robinson's there, pushed out of the way. Comes to Angus Johnson for Kojonup. Goes inboard, finds Smith. Has a player out wide. He's too far out to score. Goes that way. And that player is Harry Taylor. Takes the mark. He'll kick just over 40 metres out. Slight angle. This for goal number 3. I think that's the furthest I've seen Smith out from goal today. but found Taylor all on his own, Harry Taylor. So Taylor to finish off the good work. After the siren, kick is on its way from Taylor, and he scores a goal, his third. And they've got a neat 151 points to margin, 16 goals for 100, courtesy of a goal right on the siren to Taylor, 7-7-49 Bridgetown, and they are on their way, the Kojonup Cougars, to Southerners Footy Oval for the grand final. We'll be back shortly with the last quarter here from Bridgetown as Taylor gets his third, 16 goals for 100, 7-7-49, 51 points to margin. We'll be back shortly with all the action from the last quarter here from Bridgetown Sporting Oval.
Footy analytics made simple. Improve your team performance with My Dartfish Live S. Quickly tag key games actions during or after the match. Replay moments from the match, frame by frame or in ultra slow motion. Access richer content, dive into detailed statistics and filter what matters most with ease. Create playlists to show problems or areas for improvement, and share them to your team. My Dartfish Live S supports Aussie rules football coaches to optimise team performance.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix, macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory, until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.
So players just going back out in position for the last quarter here from the Bridgetown Football Oval, where we see the Kojonup Cougars. They'll maintain their unbeaten run. They're 16 goals for 100, It's a goal right on the siren to Harry Taylor from range. Bridgetown 7 goals, 749. So 51 points the margin. The umpire holds the ball aloft. Last quarter coming up. Here we go. Hayden, big fella in the ruck, wins it down, comes towards Tully, back towards Hayden, picks it up, tackled straight away. And the first centre clearance will go the way of Kojonup through Tully. Drives the ball long. They're inside 50. Luciv goes up, takes an uncontested mark. Smith provides the lead. Duncan stands the mark. This will take Luciv's best. Got a goal in the second quarter. For me, Josh Kennedy, little skip. Kicks on its way. It's got the distance, no problem. Fades right at the last minute. Through for a minor score. So the opening score, last quarter, is behind. Goes the way of Kojonup. Was low, will reload for the home side. Goes short. Mitchell takes the mark in front of Weasel. Not sure. Must be a protected area when the team is kicking out from fullback. Low reloads. Cut off by Taylor. He's going to run into an open goal. Slams it home. Harry. Last goal of the third quarter. First goal of the last to Harry Taylor. He's got 4. Goal number 17. He's pretty happy about that one. It's funny when you can find some leg speed, those big sticks pop up, and Harry Taylor, although missed his target, then it became Taylor's, and he just took the mark, kept going, and slammed it home. And they are on their way to the big dance, and their unbeaten run will be maintained. And I'm not sure if it's happened before. In my time watching, remembering and playing footy, I've never seen a team go through undefeated and win the grand final. Ball back in the middle. Up they go. One down by Hayden. Comes out the back to Tully. Just drives the ball long. High, up and under towards Taylor. Luciv's there. Gets Duncan under the ball. That's been a good battle. Duncan comes back in. Luciv's still there. Comes back to Duncan. He's done well, the youngster. Cleverly finds Duncan just inside defensive 50. Has Mitchell short. Takes the mark in front of Tonkin. Cuts through the middle. Finds Wilson, one of his team's best today. Has Grant wide. They found some space. Takes the mark. Far side of the ground. Centre wing. Brodie Grant. Holds the ball up. He's going to have to go long. Hugs the boundary. Carries over the top. Abbott's there. Van Verhoosen absorbs the tackle. Right on defensive 50. Ball to be thrown up. $62 points the margin. Hayden. No, Ruckman wins it down. Comes to Marinoni. Jamie, been terrific. Ball spills over the boundary line. Be thrown in. Same spot. 50 metres out from Bridgetown's goal. 17 goals 5 to 7 goals 7. Comes out to Wilson. Just chucks it onto his boot. Inside 50. Still plenty of pressure. In comes McAlinden. We don't want to do anything silly here, boys. Still plenty of footy to go in this season yet. Hayden goes up uncontested. Runs himself underneath the football. Spills out to Van Verhoosen. His first right foot kick in his career, I would think. Comes out to Mitchell. Knocks the ball out. Lowe's there. Handball over to Robinson. Comes back inboard. Dangerous kick. Finds Wilson. Knocks out of his hands by Luciv. Comes to Smith. Has a bounce. Has 2. Wilson closes. Smith. Shot on goal. Behind. I don't know if he'll ever have a game like this in his life, Smith. Everything just opened up for him. And his last 2 shots on goal haven't been his best. Wilson done enough pressure just to put him off his kick. Kick from 50. Ball brought back in. They look for Wilson. Bounces up. Gets past Marinoni. Kyle Wilson goes down. Goff drops an easy mark. In comes Davies. Could have been taken high by O'Shea. Davies wins the free kick. He's a hard nut. Goes down the boundary. Comes Johnson. Ball set up for Wheatley. And Johnson's closing speed. He affected the spoil. And it goes over the boundary line right in front of the interchange box for Kojonup. Hayden up against Goff. Carries both of them. Spills out to Blakers. Kicked a terrific goal in that third quarter. Mark taken. Taylor fell over. Goes looking for Davies. Davies takes the mark. Defensive 50. Goes inboard. Finds Kyle Wilson. Has a player in pattern. Dangerous kick. How will it sit? Tries to get the handball out to Mitchell. Can't find him. Comes to Taylor. Goes onto his right boot. Looks down for Harry Taylor. That was Ben. Gets around. He'll snap. Could have used Weasel. Goes inboard. Elusive. Unselfishly handballs to Weasel. And he dribbles it through from the goal line. And he gets his first of the day. Too easy for Kojonup. 2-0. Early stages of this last quarter. 18 goals, 6, 114, 7-7, 49. It's funny in footy, you see some things you never see. Van Verhoosen kicking on his right boot. And more astonishingly is Lee Luciff handballing inside the goal square. And he'll let me know about that. Ball back in the middle. Spills out to Kyle Wilson. Gets a handball over to Wheatley. Tries to break the tackle. Couldn't. Now he puts Wilson under pressure. Ball comes in. There's Van Verhoosen. Handball's over. Back to Ashton. Couldn't pick the ball up. Mitchell's there. Dives on the ball. Spills to Davies. Handballs towards Wheatley. Sits up nicely. He gets a handball out to McAlinden. Crosses 50. He'll put it to the top of the square. In they come. Tonkin makes a spoil. Abbott's there. Has Tonkin for support. Good handball. Finds him. Now they're out on the far side of the ground. They have numbers. Use one in the middle. They'll come inboard towards Norris. Misses his target. Patton. In they come. Inside 50. It's going to land towards Taylor. Can he get it and handball over to Smith for number 8? Sits inside, looks there for Smith, comes back inboard. They have numbers. Luciff couldn't take the mark. It'll spill to Smith. He'll get goal number 8 anyway. He sat there forever, Smith. And he gets the third for Kojonup. He's got 8. Can they get him to 10? And welcome back their superstar. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Now he's got 1 in the last. Luciff, he dropped the mark, but importantly, knocked it out towards Smith. He dribbled it through from a couple of metres out. Goff up against Ashton. Ashton wins it down towards Blakers. Wilson's there. Kyle Wilson knocks it out. Comes back towards Blakers. Goes looking for Luciff. He misses the mark. Spills out. Has Duncan. What a duel's that's been. Comes back to Luciff. Tackled. In they come. Spills out towards Mitchell. Gets a handball over to Wilson. Tries to go to Duncan. Comes back. It's going to go back inside 50 once again. White's there. Tackled by Smith. Handballs to Duncan. Then to Mitchell. Under pressure. Chucks it onto his left boot. Taylor Ben will be the first one back. Has support. Comes back inboard to Abbott. Gets onto his left boot. Taylor will come from behind. Lowe does well. Takes the mark in front of Taylor. Right at the top of the goal square. Comes inboard. Finds Patton. Plays on. Goes wide. Looks for Goff. Puts one hand out. Now it allows Ashton to come into the contest. Has support. Then Travis Abbott runs through, crosses 50, looks for Weasel, drops the mark he should have taken. White knocks it out of his way, comes back inboard to O'Shea. Not sure about the handball, tries to go to Smith, gets around one for goal number 9. Behind. It's all about the theatre. Now he's selling candy, Smith. He's doing everything. I did tell him today, if I mention your name, you owe me $1. I reckon I'm up to $500. What a comeback game for Smith. Low. Runs outside the goal square. Runs his full measure. Goes long and strong. Straight down the middle of the ground. They have numbers. Marks taken by Max Wilson. Player wide. Grant takes it. Goes. Goulder closes. High up and under. Asking a fair bit of his forwards. But Abbott takes the mark. Travis Abbott goes wide. Looks for O'Shea. McAlinden closed. Couldn't get there in time. And O'Shea takes the mark. Right on defensive 50. Calls his players wide. He'll go long. He'll look for Weasel. He's going to come over the top of Mitchell. And by the joy in the crowd, they reckon that's the highest Jermaine Weasel's been for a very, very long time on a footy field. Ball to be thrown in. Middle of the ground, members side. Goff does the ruck work up against Ashton. Spills out towards Davies. Couldn't get a kick on it. Kyle Wilson does. Puts it to the top of 50. In they come. Free kick's been paid. It's going to go the way of Doherty. Has Wilson running back. All on his own. It's going to be met. Wilson puts his hands up. Couldn't take the mark. He's been paid the free kick. Abbott closed. Looked like he done everything right. Plays on straight away. Wilson. Snap on goal. And as casual as you like, Wilson, he gets goal number 4. And he has got Bridgetown's first goal of the last quarter. But their opponents have got 3. And 8 of those, not in the last quarter, but for the game, have gone the way of Kyle Smith. So 19 goals, 7, Kojonup. 8 goals, 8, Bridgetown. And the beauty of being in the top 2 is you get a second chance. Ball back in the middle. Comes out towards Wheatley. Couldn't get the kick away. Now the ball's in dispute. Free kick. Brett Wilson receives a free kick right in the middle of the ground. Plays on. Goes wide. They have the numbers. Marinoni holds his ground in front. Outnumbered 2-1. Takes the mark. Second grab. Jamie Marinoni. Finds Abbott. Piercing kick. Travis Abbott, the coach. And if you want a game next week, you should kick it to Travis Abbott. High, long, far side of the ground. Looks for the big fella Hayden. Carries over the top. Lands towards Duncan. Dangerous kick inboard towards Kyle Wilson. He has Golder for company. And Golder gives away the free kick. Be taken by Wilson. 14 minutes gone. Last quarter. Goes short. Finds Wheatley. Wheatley has a player wide. Decides to go longer. High, up and under. Mark's not taken. It's been paid. Free kick. Brett Wilson has a bounce. Closes. Shot on goal. It'll come back. Tonkin does well. He's coming back towards the middle of the goals. And Tonkin spilt the mark as he ran into the goalpost. Through for a minor score. Marinoni goes short. Goulter. No pressure. Plays on. Gets outside 50. Middle of the ground. Looks for Luciv. Ball bounces up. In comes Duncan. Good battle. Handball from Luciv over to Taylor. Taylor goes towards Blakers. He'll get onto that left foot once again. What a kick from Blakers. Finds Smith. They run into the goal square. Smith has got a pass. Does so. Kick. Goal. He's been caught. Just took my eye off the game. Tonkin was going to run into an open goal. He's been tackled. Comes back out towards Max Wilson. Gets the kick away as he was tackled. In they come. Tully's there. Free kick to Lachlan Tully. Handballs over to Marinoni. Shot on goal. He wants a piece of the action. Jamie Marinoni. He's run all the way from the back flank. And he hits the scoreboard for his first goal of the match. And his team's fourth of this last quarter. 9 individual goal scorers for Kojonup. And that's their 20th goal of the match. They have goal-kicking power all over the ground. And Marinoni joins 8 others, including Smith with 8 on the goal-scoring board. Patton wins it out of the centre. Goes short. Mark taken by Abbott. Rocket Gibraltar down there across half-back. Goes short. Finds Matthew Marinoni. He'll come towards the members' wing. Big Elijah Hayden. Let's see what he can do. Will it sit for him? Come on, sit in. No. I was expecting 2 or 3 bounces and a shot on goal for the big fella. But the lasso free kick go the way of Bridgetown, be taken by Hugh Mitchell. Then called to play on. Goes short. Finds Davies. Tim Davies tried hard. Had a terrific year, Davies. Comes inboard. Looks for Doherty. Drops the mark. Now he's under pressure. Blakers puts the pressure on. Comes back out towards Goulter. In through the middle. O'Shea. Got to look for Smith. Surely. Smith puts the jukes up. Takes the mark. He'll kick 48 metres out. Directly in front. This for goal 9. Still plenty of time. This for goal number 9 from Kyle Smith. He's second of the last quarter. His team's 5th. 20 goals 7 to 8 goals 9. Smith. He'll just cross 50. This is his range. Crosses 50 now. Kicks on its way. High, up and under. It's missed again. Through for a minor score. Well, he's had his chances to get double figures. Going by the first 3 quarters, we've still got around 10 minutes left. Ball brought back into play. Juggling mark taken by Max Wilson. Goes long. Looks for Wheatley. Marinoni holds his ground. Wins it back. Comes to Abbott. Abbott goes wide. O'Shea back to Jamie Marinoni. Has a player wide in Taylor. Good kick too. Ben Taylor. They break for him. Gets onto his left boot. Goes looking for Marinoni. Lands. Bounces up nicely. Gets onto his left boot. What a kick from Matthew Marinoni. Something to talk about at the dinner table. As good as Jamie Marinoni's goal was running off halfback, Matthews up that on the left boot from the pocket. And he puts through his first. He becomes the 10th goal kicker for Kojonup. 21 goals, 8 to 8 goals, 9. 77 points the margin. Second semi-final, late stages. Ashton wins it down. Tries to get it back. Comes to Wheatley. Cuts through the middle of the ground. Good kick too. Finds Patton. Leads come. One of them short. Doherty. Right on 50. Sam Doherty. This will take his best. Wilson pushes back. Should go in that direction. Goes to the top of the square. Looking for power. Spoil comes from Johnson. They get it back and they're out once again. Just putting it into open territory, far side of the ground. In comes Tonkin. You'll see this over the boundary line. Hotly pursued by Hugh Mitchell. Umpire to throw it in. Centre wing, far side of the ground. 21 goals 8 to 8 goals 9 in favour of Kojonup. Good tap. In they come. The handball comes out towards Goiter. Sits nicely for him. Puts the skates on. Gets around Wardell Johnson. Comes back inboard to Blakers. He'll look for Smith. Smith provides a target. Not his best kick from Blakers. Cut off by White for Bridgetown in front of Weasel. That's a player wide and Wardell Johnson right on defensive 50. Goes short. Looks for Doherty. Takes a mark in front of Abbott. Sam Doherty. Robinson in the middle. Now he's been called to play on. Goes long, hugs the boundary. Over the top came Taylor. Spills out the back to Wilson. Has a couple of bounces. He'll get the handball to Power. He can go over the top. Clever kick. Looks for Wilson. Runs onto it. Takes a mark. Plays on. He'll run into an open goal. And he's got 5. Only 2 goals in the last quarter for Bridgetown. To their captain in Wilson, Brett Wilson. He played a lone hand up forward. Power also has 3, Masters 1. A good gut running from Brett Wilson. Got the kick to Power and just kept on motoring. And Power honoured that hard running. Wilson took the mark. A little bit of a bump from Van Verhoosten. Pretty much pushed him towards the goals. He ran in. And kick number 5, couple of metres out, ball back in the middle. Hayden McCamish wins clean possession to Wheatley. They go forward once again. Patton misses the mark. Goes over his head, lands on the chest of Ben Taylor. He's had a good game, Taylor. Goes inboard, finds O'Shea. Right on defensive 50. Now they're in the corridor. Goes short. Marinoni takes the mark in front of Davies. Matt Marinoni can go back to where it come from. Decides not to. Finds Goulter. Just maintaining possession. Called to play on. Kick. Carries. Finds Mitchell. Goes over the top of Tonkin. Marinoni closes. That mark is taken by Power. 2 kicks out from goal. Goes wide, finds Kyle Wilson. Still 50 metres out. Kick smothered off the boot. Wilson will get it back. Now they've put themselves under pressure. His handball goes to Davies. Davies tries to go inboard to Brett Wilson. Breaks a tackle. Kick short. Mark, free kick. No, play on. Comes out to Abbott. Now they come to Jamie Marinoni. Looks for the big fella in Hayden. Misses his target. Finds McCamish. He just drives the ball back. But Jake Abbott pushes back, takes a mark in front of Power. Deep in his side, defensive 50. Jake Abbott gets onto his left boot. High up and under, looks for the big fella, Hayden. Brings the ball to ground. Goulder does well. Looking for Weasel, takes a chest mark. Now it's about Smith. That's a long lead. Maybe one in between that from Weasel. I'm sure he can hear me. Go short, then go long. High up and under. McAlinden closes. Goes over his head. Out of bounds. Free kick will go the way of Bridgetown to Mitchell. Goes inboard. Finds Duncan. Duncan comes inboard to Tim Davies. He has a player wide in Max Wilson. Takes the ball. Hits the ground running. Good kick too. Finds Patton. Still 2 kicks out from goal. It's all about this kick. Looks for Power. Misses his target. Johnston closes. Snap on the left boot by Power. Wilson's got time. Kyle Wilson should run in and kick a goal, and does. So Kyle Wilson finishes off a terrific game for him. Not so much for his team, but his game has been superb. Tried really, really hard. He's pushed back for most of the game, but found himself in space. Took the ball from 20 metres out, ran in. He hits the scoreboard. He joins Power, his brother Brett and Will Masters as the only goal scorers for Bridgetown. So 21 goals 8 to 10 goals 9. 65 points the margin. Good tap from Hayden, straight to Elusive. Manages to get the handball out. Not before the umpire blew the whistle. He'll throw the ball up. Just forward to centre. Kojonup's way. Running out of time for Kyle Smith to get double figures. Comes to Elusive. Knocks the ball out. Brett Wilson's there. Handball comes out to Hugh Mitchell. Can have a bounce. Pursued. Pushed off his kick. Lands in the arms of Jamie Marinoni. Vanby Houston's out wide. Can take this and go. Has space. Can have a bounce. Decides not to. Not his best kick. Or is it? We're not sure. He has a wide range of kicks. Comes to Weasel. Gets a handball back. Inboard they go. It's going to land with Duncan, who's had a terrific game. Goes wide. Not 15. It'll come back to Duncan. Under pressure. Gets it to Lowe. He's going to switch play. And goes to Kyle Wilson. Good kick too. Finds him. Just inside defensive 50. Now they're out. Grant goes across the top. Taylor holds his ground. Ben wins the ball. Wheels around onto his left boot. Long and strong. Looks for Harry Taylor. Comes over the top. Had to make the spoil. Surely he can't kick another one from there, can he? In they come. Low. Handballs out towards Mitchell. Marinoni. It's wrapped up by Mitchell. Matt Marinoni. The ball to be thrown up just inside forward 50 for Kojonup. Can he get 9 and then put the pressure on? Just shoveled forward by Matt Marinoni. Smith just holding back. Comes to Elusive. Blows there. Knocks it out towards Duncan. Has McCamish. McCamish sits off the pack. Now it spills out to Wheatley. And he takes the ball over the boundary line. Be thrown in. 50 metres out. 27 minutes gone in this last quarter. If Smith can get one here, the day he's having, he'll kick one after the siren for goal number 10. Comes down to Van Verhoosen. Tries to shovel it onto his boot. Kick is smothered. Van Verhoosen's still there. He's going to have a snap on goal. Snap on goal! Goal to Van Verhoosen! It's hard to describe the shape of the footy off his boot, but it's highly effective. Leon Van Verhoosen, he gets goal number 2. 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. 6 goals to 3 in this last quarter in favour of Kojonup. 22 goals 8, 10 goals 9. 71 points the margin. Deep into time on in the last. Ball back in the middle. McCamish up against Hayden. Hayden wins it down to himself. Gets the ball out to Elusive. Manages to get the handball out towards Coulter. Snaps around the body. High up and under. Taylor in best position. Spoil comes down to Mitchell. Wheels around onto his left boot. But it's cut off by Lee Elusive. Has Blake as short. Goes inboard to the big fella Hayden. He'll handball off. Comes to Abbott. His kick is spoilt. Abbott comes back in. Comes back out. In they come. Wheatley's there. So is Davies. Norris picks himself up off the bottom of the pack. 2 kicks out from Kojonup's goal. McCamish wins it down. Comes back to McCamish. Gets a handball over to Wilson. Just about to kick. Pushed off by Jermaine Weasel. Here it is. Go to Smith. Does so. Goes in his direction. It's going to carry the lot. Spills over the back to Taylor. Snap on goal from Taylor. Behind. Running out of time, Kyle. Still, I'd be happy with 8 career goals, that is. It's got firepower all over the ground. Hugh Mitchell will bring the ball back into play. 12 goals to margin. Mitchell plays on. Goes short. Looks for McCamish. Takes a mark in front of Hayden. Right on defensive 50. Player short. Davies drops the mark. Now he's put himself under pressure. Could have been collected high. Stacks on the middle. Umpire will throw the ball up. Once again, Norris picks himself up off the bottom of the pack. Hayden gets front position, wins it down to Blakers. Inside 50 once again. It'll carry. Smith drops the mark. Comes to Marinoni. Gets a handball out towards Taylor. Back to Marinoni. Smith pushes back. Matthew Marinoni does the tackling this time on Duncan. Ball to be thrown up. 30 metres out from Kojonup's goal. Taylor up against McAlinden. Marinoni snaps. He's got another one. Matt Marinoni. 2 in the last to Matthew Marinoni. I think that ball carried. Smith thought it was going to hit the pack. It landed on his chest and spilled out. But Matthew Marinoni, they've got 7 in the last quarter. 10 goals all up for both sides. 7 goals to 3. And it is one-way traffic here at the Bridgetown Football Oval. The ball's back in the middle. Blake is doing the ruck work. Up against McCamish. McCamish wins it down. It comes back towards McCamish. Sockers it forward. Matthew Marinoni goes the big torpedo. He's got a fair piece of that as well. Sport over the back. That was from Wardell Johnson. Bounces back nicely for the youngster. Picks it up. Handballs wide to Mitchell. He'll come inboard to Duncan, who's had a terrific game. Unsure what to do with it. Kicks long. Matthew Marinoni's there. Good mark. Taken by Wheatley. Goes wide. He finds Grant. Right on 50. Leeds come. Leeds honoured. And that's Patton. And he'll shoot on goal. 40 metres out. Tight angle. Cale Patton. Tonkin stands the mark. The siren goes. Margin stands at 13 goals neat, 78 points. Patton to kick after the siren. In he comes. It'll take his best. Runs his full measure. It's trying to work its way back. Has it? Through for a minor score. So 10 goals, 10, 70. 23 goals, 9. 147. This is what the scoreboard's saying. But that is a comprehensive win to Kojonup. They maintain their unbeaten run in the 2026 Tyre Power season in the Lower South West in the league. And they now will have the week off, and their opponent will either be Bridgetown and or Dean Mill. Dean Mill, well, they've got 3 sides in next week. The Colts, Dean Mill up against Tigers. In the reserves, Dean Mill will be up against Tigers as well. And in the league, Dean Mill and Bridgetown. That'll be at Ray Park. Terrific game of footy. We think the margin is 77 points. We're not quite sure. Comprehensive. Run through the goal scorers. While for Kojonup, Smith, he had a day out. He kicked 8. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. And he had his chances to kick 10, but it won't upset him. He got 8 for the game, so welcome back after a long layoff. Ben Taylor got a couple, both in the second quarter. Harry Taylor, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. He was outstanding up forward. Luciv got 1, Tully 1. Mitch Blake has kicked a terrific goal on his left foot in the third quarter. Van Verhoosen, well, he had the drop punt for his first goal, and we're not quite sure how to describe the second one, but they both went through the big sticks. He got 2, both in the second half. Jermaine Weasel 1. Jamie Marinoni with 1, and Matthew Marinoni with a couple of snaps to round out what was a terrific goal-scoring effort for Kojonup. For Bridgetown, well, their captain, he got 5, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the last. Josh Power got 3, 2 in the first, and 1 in the third. Will Masters, 1 in the third. And Kyle Wilson, probably his team best, along with Jacob Duncan. He got 1 in the last quarter to finish off a terrific game for him. Outstanding Kojonup in the earlier games. Well, Southerners went through to the grand final. 7 goals, 10, 52 to 5 goals, 8, Dean Mill, 14 points to margin. In the reserves, Bridgetown beat the undefeated Dean Mill, 12 goals, 9, 81 to 5 goals, 5, 35. So they go through into the grand final. Terrific game of footy. Before we sign off, we thank Rowett. We congratulate Tom Danks on winning the Tyre Power medal for the league this year, an outstanding player, and Smith runner-up. In the reserves, we congratulate Mitchell Baldock from Bridgetown, and the runner-up there was a three-way tie between Bradley Cameron from Imperials, Tom Collins from Southerners, and Jay Logan from Tigers. And in the Colts, Kenny Beggs, that was the closest count of the night. He won with 40 votes from Tigers, and he'll feature next week. And Chase Stackpole, he was runner-up with 38 votes. So a really tight tussle. Also to Kai Robinson, who was a judge, the best under 21, still a high schooler. He played here today and did a terrific job. Congratulations to all the individual winners. We'll be back next week from Ray Park, where their games now are all sudden death. To Rowett, our cameraman, thank you very much to all involved. We've had a terrific day. Kojonup remain undefeated. They are the first league team through to the grand final.
And thank you, Weaver. Great commentary.
Thanks, mate.
The relationship with Great Southern Fuels started with my father 50 years ago, delivering fuel in drums back in the day, which has progressed into large tanks now. They've been very reliable and efficient on time with service.
We run a mixed farming operation here on Chapman Valley, just north of Geraldton, managing about 5,500 hectares. We've been with what is now Great Southern Fuels for in excess of 20 years. There's always challenges and situations that catch you out, and they've been really, really good at accommodating that for us.
We've been with Great Southern for 28 years now. Look, they've given us exceptional service and they're price competitive. So it's wonderful.
They're a great company to work for. They're a family-owned business. They will support you and whatever is required.
I've got Alan's phone number, I've got Steve's phone number, and I know if I ring it I'll get an answer, which is really cool.
The relationship's great and the service is second to none. So I ring up and it doesn't matter if it's Saturday, Sunday or whenever I ring up, I'll have fuel. So we've never been held up or had a problem with them. So my theory is that's what I'm about. It's about service and the relationship, and it's been fantastic.
It's very important to maintain long-term customers' loyalty and give back what you can when you can.
Great Southern Fuels is one of the few companies that I've been involved with that gives so much back to the local community. We support so many different organisations and country, sporting clubs, field days, farming organisations.
We endeavour to give back. The community looked after us by dealing with us, and we just gave it back in what we could do. Footy club needs a hand, well, it's because they need a hand that you give it to, not the other way around.
When you look at how they conduct themselves in the community, they've been a great supporter of the Livestock Transporters Association. Just incredible what they do.
They do a lot for the community, which is good. And not only late race either, it's right through where all these outlets are all over the state. He's been excellent with that.
We tend to sponsor major events, the Great Southern Football Carnival, Colts Carnival.
Across the board, I think sponsorships are a very important part of any community. I grew up in Lake Grace and footy was my life down there for a long time. Great Southern sponsored Lake Grace back then, and along with many other footy clubs and hockey clubs and tennis clubs, and we might not always be making a big deal out of it, but the people that get sponsored, they understand and they relate to it.
They do a lot for the town, so I can't fault them. They've been brilliant.
Great Southern Fuels have got strong values, and that shows in what they do. They walk the talk and they do what they do.
You deal with people that are there and care about your business, and these people have been absolutely wonderful.
I'm very proud of what Mum and Dad have achieved in their life and how they've structured the business, and it's all structured around our customers and looking after people and being in the right areas where we need to sell the fuel and have the support there and sponsorship. Being part of the community, even though we're not in that community, but our workers are there and that's part of us.
Well, folks, what an absolute pleasure to be joined by Tyson Bell from AFGRI. First of all, welcome, Tyson.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
First of all, the business itself, it's John Deere and other brands, is that correct?
Yeah, so AFGRI Equipment is that's our brand, and we're lucky enough to be able to supply John Deere, and might be a little bit biased, mate, but I believe John Deere is probably the best product out there to get. The ag game's an exciting industry to be in as well. The technology that's coming is incredible. It's exciting, and John Deere is obviously at the forefront of that. But at the same time, yeah, we do supply other brands. We've got Borgo, Manitou, Horsch, to name a few. Seed Terminal and Redicop on board as well.
We go out into the yard. What is some of that machinery out there that you sell, and is it only new? Is it new and used? Tell us about the machinery.
It's new and used. Yeah, we promote the new side of it pretty hard, but we take the trade-ins and we sell them as well. What
services? Is there aftermarket? Do you service any of the equipment? What happens there?
Oh, you can't sell the equipment without having good aftermarket. So, yeah, we're pretty fortunate to have a good team out the back who do all the work behind the scenes. We've got a good team of mechanics, and our aftermarket support as well includes parts. So we've built our business off that foundation to have a good aftermarket support.
Do you do demonstrations out on the farm, for instance?
We've got salesmen on the road, mate, and I think they spend more time sitting in their utes driving around than they do at home with their own families, mate. So what we call our AOR, we cover from out west there to past Cookham, all the way out past Lake King to the fence there, and then, north and south of that. So I think it's probably about a 10,000 square k sort of area that we look after. So forever out on the road, going and seeing customers, helping with setups and installs, and then, of course, demos during harvest and seeding as well.
The growth of the business itself assists and benefits the community.
Massively, yeah. So AFGRI has been a part of Lake Grace here for 8 years, 2016. Having someone like AFGRI backing us has been absolutely huge, and I think our customers have seen that as well. And having someone like AFGRI backing us gives us the opportunity to, support and sponsor things like this.
What's the best part of working for AFGRI and working in this region for you personally?
Look, living in Lake Grace is a great little town. Having a young family myself, it's an awesome spot to raise a family. And our team, consists of a lot of people in the same sort of boat. We've got a lot of guys here that are married, young kids, and same thing as wives and young kids as well. So it's a great environment to bring kids up in this town, and then have AFGRI to come on board and to do what they do for us. I still wouldn't be here if it wasn't as good as I say.
Would like to thank you very much from our behalf for your support. Mate, we've got the name all over the Classic Clashes truck, and why have you come on board? And tell us about that and how it's helping you guys as much as it's helping us.
Oh, look, when John first contacted us and sent us through the ideas of what he was trying to do, it was never seen anything like it before. So I guess it was one of those things that I don't want to miss out on it, so I want to be a part of it. And every weekend you see him on Facebook, different part of the the wheat belt, the area, the region, and then obviously his census plug there with AFGRI across the top, John Deere. It's pretty cool to see.
We can't thank you enough. We have a look on my sleeve here, on your jacket, and on the magnificent hat we've got on, mate. A great supporter of grassroots footy in regional areas, and as I said, we can't thank yourself, your staff, all the people in the region, but AFGRI especially for their assistance with that. And I don't say that lightheartedly, mate. It's been fantastic. We wouldn't get to where we are without the support of yourself and businesses in the local community. AFGRI, folks, it's doing a great job. As we said, it's not just about come and buy something and it's see you later. It's a customer for life. It's service. It's backup. Meet great people like Tyson looking after us and so on. So let's go and have a wander around. Thank you. What have we got here?
Here's something you can probably handle, mate, I reckon.
Oh, thank you very much, Tyson. Look at that. It's got everything on it. How about that, folks? I've got my own little tractor. Sensational, mate. But in all seriousness, thank you so much for taking us around. AFGRI, mate, they are fantastic supporters. We can't thank you enough, not only with the business that you're doing in and around town and the region, all the relationships more importantly, but what you're doing for the community, extending out the olive leaf, if you like, with all your support, mate. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going off to play with my tractor, mate, but AFGRI cannot thank you guys enough for coming on board.
No, thanks for having us. Appreciate it, mate.
Thank you.
Footy analytics made simple. Improve your team performance with My Dartfish Live S. Quickly tag key games actions during or after the match. Replay moments from the match, frame by frame or in ultra slow motion. Access richer content, dive into detailed statistics and filter what matters most with ease. Create playlists to show problems or areas for improvement and share them to your team. My Dartfish Live S supports Aussie rules football coaches to optimise team performance.
Our name is derived from the Greek prefix, macro, large. From the day we were born, this has been a promise for the future. We have grown through dedication, sweat, self-denial, faithful to our mission of being on the side of those who put themselves on the line. Through our name, we celebrate the greatness of those who believe there are no obstacles higher than their dreams. The courage to get back up after falling. The obstinacy of believing until the end. These are the values embedded in our logo. The Macron Hero. It's a celebration of sacrifice and tenacity. Up until your personal victory, until your arms are in the sky. Become your own hero.